Alrighty, welcome everybody. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everyone around the world for another day of stock market, currency manipulation, cryptocurrency trading, and of course, short squeezing the internet. Hope everyone is having a great Thursday. My Thursday is almost over, but of course, many of yours is just beginning. Cheers to today. I'm feeling some good action. I'm feeling some hype in the room. We've got a lot of people hanging out. This is, of course, going to continue into tomorrow. We have non-farm payrolls tomorrow. I'm pretty pumped for that. We've got dollar index breaking past the resistance. I hope a few of you guys have been in that trade, doing successfully. Wow, wow, wow. It's been some good technical analysis. Ethereum 1, 2, 3 setup. We'll go over that. We'll go over how that all worked out. Bitcoin hit our target. 38,000, slightly went over, moved down. Does it get any better than this, guys? Technically, I don't think so. Absolutely amazing. All right, we've got some shout outs. Dave, Johnny Bravo, Siddharth, Bahrain, great to have you here. Matthew Tainch, also great to have you here. Paval, Jagzilla, awesome man. Nice to see you all the time here, Jagzilla. You're always in here now. Sandola77 coming in with a US $4 coffee donation sticker straight away. Thank you very much. Matt I, what a morning to the Doji coin. Yes, Elon pumping the Doji coin. One of the stories of today. I thought we might start some of these sessions where we talk about some of the things that we've been doing and some of the bits of information that have come out of the day. So we might do like a first 10-minute kind of summary of some of the big stories of the day, read them together, have a bit of a chill. We obviously have a few hours here. We've got 2.5 hours until we get into the US session. So I thought that would be good because some people out there, we just don't have the information. We don't have the time to go through some of the stories. So might as well check some of these out. One of my favorite places to go always marketwatch.com. Hello to everybody as well. It's typing in there that I missed. Doji coin surges after Elon Musk, the pump dump, does a tweet. So basically there's not too much other than that really for this particular story. I actually noticed on my Facebook, they were advertising to me Elon Musk, like it was like you will get alerted via text message when Elon does any stock or cryptocurrency tweet. They're actually selling that as a service now. Can you believe that? That was something they were trying to sell me. So, of course, here's the infamous little bit of a tweet down here. Posts his little picture of him holding up Dogecoin. It's pretty funny, actually, this meme. So I'm all for that. And then, of course, continues to post about it. He's changed his little Bitcoin. He's gotten rid of that for now. But, yeah, he's really getting on these memes, isn't he? I think Elon's going a little bit wild. Other stories of the day. Apple may build a fully autonomous electric car with Hyundai, Kia, and that's a report. I think this is pretty big information. We've heard rumors kind of circling about this car, this autonomous Apple car. I could see that. I could see myself buying an Apple car. I have no idea why, but I could see myself definitely buying one. Of course, it says here Apple Inc. is close to a deal with Hyundai Kia to make an Apple-branded autonomous electric vehicle at the Kia plant in Georgia. So pretty amazing that they're doing this. CNBC reported late Wednesday, citing multiple sources who briefed CNBC on the plan. The so-called Apple car is being developed by a team at Apple. Stock down yesterday, now up in pre-market, by the way. And will go into production in 2024. I think this is a real potential for some competition with things like Tesla, obviously the other car brands. What do you guys think? Siddharth's calling me a fanboy. You know, Siddharth, long ago, I worked in an Apple store. And it was all right, but they brainwash you. Hardcore brainwashing, guys. But it was still a bit of fun. So yes, Apple is up in the pre-market here, and I think this is definitely a good growth for them. I really feel personally that Apple, while it's become the biggest company in the world multiple times, obviously going up and down, basically they haven't done anything since 2011. The innovation, the headphones are great, the watch, well, I see that as a Steve Jobs product. I feel like they haven't made enough, and that's just my personal opinion on it. I think they've got some room to go there, but Apple always a strong company, and this could definitely push their profits moving forward, push growth, opportunities, etc. We've also got some other stories coming today. Reddit poster who has pushed GameStop will testify. So this is, of course, talking about the fact that there's all of these things going, and poor Roaring Kitty now seems to be in the middle of all of this, DFV, in the middle of this stuff. And I noticed today on Wall Street Bets, he's actually said he is not able to post, or at least he's going to reduce his posting. I think that's a smart idea by him. Basically, if he posts that he's holding it, that could be considered, you know, kind of inciting a mob, possibly that is negative towards him as well. So we'll see how this one plays out. Apple story, Elon Dogecoin story, and then of course that was the main kind of highlights of the day. If everyone else has any information, please feel free to share it with us and we'll share it around. Let's go to the room over here. We've got $77 coming in here saying Elon is a bit mean for basically making newbie traders chase certain things and fake. I definitely think a lot of retail traders are being hurt by these tweets. Yes, I agree with that. Certainly. Jose says Tesla is years ahead of Apple in terms of autonomous driving. No doubt. Look at Apple Maps, Jose. Terrible. Terrible maps. Never really got back up there. Gravity Falls says best investment strategy. Join Elon on Twitter. Buy quick, sell quicker. Yeah, you better be like a... I actually think that people are writing code for it. So they've got robots basically that are running these tweets. You see a code. As soon as it says, you know, the word... Basically what's happening is a robot is instantly trading that for somebody. That's a smart play. It's a smart play. There's clear pump and dump. How easy is that to code? Pretty damn easy. Just triggers a few different things that he codes and then go with it. Obviously, you'd have to put a timer on it. But I'm sure that is. Sandal77 says oil ticked up. Meanwhile, active nat gas rigs and platforms are going offline. Yeah, so I saw oil is having a good little move. Nice technical there out of the channel. I'm sure many of you did see that one. Many of you guys have probably been all over that. Let's have a look at the futures market for today. Just refresh this one through. So we've got here the Dow, 30,600. Was I correct yesterday, guys? I feel like I was a little bit correct. The day was down. That is called absolute guess. But yes, the day was slightly down there. We've got S&P futures 38.21. I technically was correct. AMC and GME did end barely up, but a little bit worse than we expected. Maybe today there might be some more power coming through. Nasdaq 13,424. Other things to note, we've had some pressure coming on silver. We'll talk about that soon. Pressure, really big pressure on gold. Of course, a break closed below that 1830. Really now exposing a 1700 on gold. 1800 next stop for that one. And the big story of the day for me has been US dollar and Ethereum. I've been pretty happy with those moves. So let's get into some technical analysis. And we'll start by talking about probably Bitcoin first, and then we'll move through to the rest. So let's talk about this Bitcoin. Obviously, if you haven't been following us, definitely consider doing so. Where is this? FX Evolution on TradingView. I'm going to pop that in there right now. Follow us. Whatever you do, follow, subscribe, whatever. We've been posting here. I'm posting 3-minute videos about things I like to look at. It's going to be stocks. It's going to be cryptocurrencies. It's going to be currencies. Whatever I think has got a good technical on, I'll be talking about that, or just a point of interest. We'll keep the videos around 3 minutes. So if you're interested in that type of thing, definitely follow us over there. Bitcoin, pretty easy. We've got our Elon candle here, the pump dump. And we've got the 38,000 kind of drawn in our sights. Now, I want to do some top down here. I just want to talk about the weekly here for a minute. Let's get rid of this stupid line. All right, let's get rid of this stupid line as well. We don't need that. We're going to go completely naked charts. Naked charts, best charts. Okay, what is going on here with the price action, guys? We've got some pretty big swings. Few things I want to note. Very hard, it seems at the moment, for Bitcoin to hold weekly candles bullish and weekly candles filled. What does this mean? Could be a stock, could be anything. We are obviously seeing consolidation still. This makes sense. We're now basically in Chinese Lunar New Year, so 12th of Feb will be over there. And this wick rejection was so important because we see this wick, it rejected through the Elon candle. Now that becomes a point where if we see a bullish close above that, what are my thoughts on a bullish close above that candle? My thoughts are it smashes 42,000. And the reason why is we've consolidated for quite a few weeks now after those large moves. I think this is the true battle between the bulls and the bears here. And if we get through here, we're going to see further rallying potentially in Bitcoin based on the technicals. So that's the weekly kind of thought process of those wicks. Why did we think of 38,000 was going to hold it? The reason why, pretty clear. Resistance, and a lot of wick rejections right around that level. We put our horizontal line down on the charts, straight like that, bang, as much as we can through the average point. If you're ever not sure where to put it, go to a line chart. Why is my line chart not loading? There we go. And you can actually just bring it down, because remember the line chart's basically the average of the closes. And then what you want to do is you draw your little, rectangle through all these points, bang. That's what we do, guys. We draw our range, we target it, we find the psychological number, 38,000 in the range, and that becomes our target. Easy way of doing things. Keep it simple, stupid, yeah? The KISS principles here. It hits 38, and now, of course, it's sold off a few times. Wick rejections each time. We get basically back under, let's say we go under this one here. Where do we think we're going? 20 moving average on the 4 hour. So if we get under this point, I wouldn't be surprised at all for pressure to come on. And when we talk about US dollar soon, you'll see why some pressure could come on Bitcoin. Let's go over to the room and see what's going on here. Brian, oh, excellent, Brian. Brian says he just signed up for the classes. Thank you, Tom. No worries, Brian. Glad you got that email, and thank you very much for contacting us again. And we look forward to seeing you in the Discord private community soon. What else have we got going on here? A few people saying buy and hold. Darius says market crash, DXY is rising. I think non-farm payrolls comes a lot into this one there, Darius. It's a good analogy and good something to look at. Let's have a quick look at non-farm payrolls. Remember, this is set to my time. Forexfactory.com has a good economic calendar. This is set to me right now, 11:15 p.m. Scroll on through. Non-farm payrolls. Later on this week, we've got the jobs figures coming out of the US. My time, 12:30. We will be here streaming this event, a fun event to come out for. You have to be there. You have to experience non-farm payrolls at least 5 times in your life. Why 5? I don't know, but you have to experience it a few times just to see a good one, and it takes sometimes for a good one to occur. We've had some pretty big fizzes recently, but that doesn't mean it's going to not be. Big number difference last month. Will it be bad again? That's probably the trigger for the stock market right now, I would say. But dollar index rising generally means risk off. Keep going to the room here. Antonio, hey Tom, mark your financial calendar. He says the 3rd week of February, you're going to have some fireworks to the southern side. All right. The 3rd week of February. What's that about, Antonio? Am I missing something here? What else have we got coming in here? Bullion. There was a comment about bullion. Where was that? Bullion sellers in Australia out of stock, says Jose. Some are. I think there's still some silver around. Canal says, Tom, what do you think of McDonald's? I think we should write that one down. Put that on my little sheet over here of things to look at. You know I love the McDonald's. As a share, I always find it relatively defensive over these times of high unemployment. Seen and Died says, Bitcoin always fell after Bitcoin halving. Thought I could buy soon for like 10K. So yes, the Bitcoin halving events are always an important one. Jagzilla says, you have Discord server. We certainly do. In fact, if you want to get the Discord server, follow this link and you can click on the Discord server link in there. There should be a little bit.ly in the description. Remember to follow while you're there. BJ says AMC button grayed out. Well, we did actually have a pre-market above 9 when I checked it just before. And we're now sitting at 898. GME 0.66. So look, today is probably one of the most important days because yesterday we didn't get the bounce that you wanted in these stocks, GME and AMC. Now it becomes time for us to really start looking at those. Today, though, we're going to be talking about so many things. We've got some marijuana stocks as well that we want to discuss. I think a bit of hype's coming back into some of those. What I think is really going to be the big thing over the next couple of weeks is people who have lost money in these, let's say it continues to go down, will probably inject more money into the stock market and cryptocurrencies and go for things on the move. So when things go into rallies and they become popular through maybe things like unbiased stock, and we see them starting to appear in the last 48 hours on maybe Wall Street Bets or whatever else, Twitter, etc. When that does happen, I believe these kind of things are going to be catalysts for big moves. And that's just because people will be chasing, trying to get back. It's the nature of, unfortunately, us as humans. Robert Hurley says, first time watcher, is this a stream for Space Apes? Yeah, absolutely, man. We're going to talk about, well, we're not going to talk about Space Apes, but we are. I know what you're saying. We're definitely going to talk about the stocks you want to look at, and we're going to hopefully be together strong. Johnny Bravo, yes, I do call it Macca's. McDonald's, Macca's, yep. Canal says BTC dropped at 7 to 12K. No, thank you, Canal. We don't want that. Timothy A says 8th of Feb, Ethereum futures will be available by CME. So we talked about that Bitcoin. Let's go to the next crypto, and then we'll get into commodities and stocks. So Ethereum, US dollar. Let's have a quick look here. Let's talk about the 1, 2, 3 setup. This is one of the best types of setups. I love these setups. I love ascending triangles. Love everything about the psychology that goes into these. So if you're a new trader, you haven't looked at these patterns before, I think Dave might be posting a free cheat sheet we have with the patterns. But basically, this is what I call a 1, 2, 3. And it's a very, very nice setup. And there's a lot of dynamics and market psychology that go into this. So let's go through it together right now. Firstly, we know we're hitting a resistance. Why is it 1440? Who cares really? The point is it's stopping here. So we've got resistance the first time. At this point, we don't really know what's going on. Then it comes up and it hits the resistance again. We have a sneaking suspicion on the first one. The second one may halt it. It halts it again. Very, very good. That's what we want to see. Then it halts it again for a third time. Excellent. Now, a lot of people are just going to look at that and say, okay, there's 3 resistances it broke through, but there's a lot more than that. There's accumulation each time it comes into this zone. We've got a low, we've got a higher low, and a higher low. What is this telling us? There is volume accumulation. Each time it's coming down, the buyers are pressing this beast forward. They are pressing it forward. They are absolutely intent on getting this thing through. Now, a lot of people don't know with ascending triangles, you can trade them both ways. The conventional way is the break to the top. But the break to the bottom through the trend line is also incredibly successful. So that's where it breaks low, comes back and tests the trend line from the bottom up, shorts off here, something like a bearish shooting star or pin bar would be great here, or an engulfing candle, and then it will actually move down. The other thing is it'll move often bigger than the initial 2/3 movement that we expect from this Ethereum move. So it'll actually go even further than that. But you can see there was support back here. That's basically proofing. We never want one of these to ever get any further than this to the end of the triangle. If it gets here, it starts to pitter out and becomes a terrible trade. Think about the psychology. If you came in tomorrow and you said, hey mate, hey bro, come over here. Check this trade out I took yesterday. And then you can't explain to them it's an ascending triangle and there's pattern structure. Yeah, it's not good. So we want to make sure that we've always got these series of higher lows coming through into the break. We also love this candle. Bearish looking candle, broken and closed above. As soon as that happens, we know it is on. It's on like Donkey Kong to the buy side. We are absolutely in play. As soon as that happens, we're in play. Let's get the confirmation out here and take that 2/3 through. I tend to think that Ethereum is undervalued quite heavily to Bitcoin right now in terms of the ratios. And I guess my calculation today was about 2,600. So that's my thoughts on it for maybe the end of the year or something. Yesterday I said 3K. I'm going to go with 2,600. Something around there makes a lot of sense with the ratios. So hopefully that helps. Let's go back over to the room. Joanne says he's Doji. I'm 1,300 deep. So we'll have a look at this one here. This is, of course, the pump dump special. The first pump was very nice. Beautiful returns there. We had the dump off, the blow off. Pretty much was doing a standard blow off event, as we're very used to with these kind of things. We usually draw a fib, comes to between the 50, usually a 61.8 kind of pullback, and then it starts to dump off again. Notice we hit the 61.8 of that initial move, and now we're pushing back. If you're somebody that's in this particular coin, where do we think it stops? I tend to think that this particular coin right now is going to probably continue its decline, unfortunately. And this point here is where you're going to hit buying pressure, about that 0.04. Previous resistance becoming support. How are we looking on AMC and Sendal? So AMC, we're looking at a 0.33, and Sendal currently we are looking at 4.96. So much better on the Sendal. The sundial growers has been the stronger one over the last couple of days. We've obviously continued to see the pump come through here, but AMC, well, it was okay, but yeah, 0.22%, not the best. What's my 10-year outlook on ETH Bitcoin numbers? That's a good point, Paul. I'm not sure on those ones. I have a sneaking suspicion we're going to see a few countries ban it up. And that's the major threat. If you were taking away the fact that countries would ban it, or countries would limit severely it and make it kind of hard to achieve or hard to get, I would say 10-year numbers, you could see Bitcoin just due to the lack of supply at 200. Something like that makes some sense, because everyone I know that's younger, every single person, I was talking to someone today, they're 19. Where do you think all their money is? 90% of it's in crypto. They just buy everything with it. So that phenomenon is going to, as our generation and the generations under us continue to come through, that's going to be very, very strong. Ronald says, I am not fucking selling. All right, good work, Ronald. You hold the line, man. Get the diamond hands up for Ronald. We need that. Thoughts on Neo? Neo's in a good trend. 20 moving average is the one to look at for sure. So, dollar index. We had a look at the Doji. The Doji coin, I believe, is probably going to come off the hype a little bit now, but you know, that's just how I'm looking at it technically based on what we've seen in the past. Dollar index, however, beautiful breakthrough today here, guys. For the more conventional kind of traders and these things, 91.28, smoked past, very nice. This is coming off our inverse head and shoulders pattern on the daily. Boy, oh boy, am I happy about this one. I just love it when things work, and things work well. They work legitimately. We've got the head, we've got the left shoulder, we've got the right shoulder. Beautiful stuff there. 91.41. Coming through. Can we get to a 92 before non-farm payrolls? That would be pretty interesting. Imagine if we got shot up to a 92, hit this level, and then we got the non-farm payrolls number. This would really crush gold, and we'll talk about gold in just a few moments. So this has a lot of ramifications for Ethereum traders, for Bitcoin traders, for stock market traders. The US dollar is still a very key factor, and look how long we've seen this thing been in a heavy short. We're about to come up to the 20 moving average. That's sitting at the 91.68. We've seen that has respected before and sold off on. So we may only have a little bit more bullish length here in dollar index, and we may be at this point or 92 come the non-farm payrolls based on current price action. Is GME stabilizing, says one that objects. Well, right now we are seeing GME stabilizing. You can see very flat numbers early in the pre-market. These weekly candles are terrifying, aren't they? Stabilization is key to form a base, and we need bases when you're talking technical analysis. Check this out. So, if we're thinking about GME, AMC, any of those things, where are we holding the line right now? This $90, while it has been underneath it, seems to be a catalyst for buying and holding pressure. If we have a $90 buying and holding pressure, that's good, because it means that more people will be confident to buy this zone. Now, if in technical analysis, if you take out a zone, the problem with taking out a zone and closing below that, we haven't seen a close below that, is all of a sudden you end up gravitating towards the next zone. And if we think where the next zone is, ooh, we don't want that. That's a $60. Previous resistances, previous buying pressure after the first dump, and then of course pull up. This was the one where, you know, the real volatility began, and then of course everyone got on the hype train after that. So 90 must hold today, guys. 90 is the number that we're looking at for GME for the day. Yep, we talked about Elon Jefferson. We definitely have got that one. It's all over it. We're all over it. The Doji coin. Quick reminder, if you're interested, I'm going to post this a few times tonight just because I'm trying to get this trading view up and running, posting ideas. Thank you very much to the people that have followed us recently. If you're interested in every kind of market, really, I'm pretty much on all of them. So I'll be posting some stuff up there on TradingView, on technical analysis. When we get some interesting ones, we will definitely continue posting that. Now, for buyers of GME, one thing that we need, not only do we need 90 to hold the line, the diamond hands must hold this line. But on top of that, we need to break through this resistance right here. We need to get through these levels, this 110 number, hideous 110 number. We must get through there. We must get above 100, hopefully pre-market. Hopefully pre-market, we can push it above 100. And then above 110, all of a sudden, you're starting to get the hype back in. It's like we've formed a base. We've created a little double bottom. And then we can move forward. 150 would be the next stop after that. 150 would be the next stop after that. So pretty happy with this, actually, as long as it can hold this level. AMC, very, very similar. Except with AMC, it's kind of been more this $7 is the key critical point of holding. Yesterday, we saw it close or start to get down there. Got down to the 6 flat and then bought up quickly. So I'm going to go $7 is more where we need to hold it. And for people, we mentioned this yesterday, $10 resistance, $10. Psychological numbers on AMC will be very key. 15, 10, 20. We know why it stopped at the 20 because that was the previous zone. $20, resistance, resistance, resistance. Hideous area for us to get through. You could see it came down, could not get through it. It was similar with costs yesterday. How did we end with costs? So it came right back down. Look at this with costs. Let's go to a 15-minute chart here. Look at that. Tapped just underneath the 30. Top tip for new people coming in. If you're targeting, let's say $30, few people in the community, tell everyone what we do. Do we target $30? Tell me now. Yes or no? What price would we rather target than $30? Think about it. Brad says AMC holding strong above 9. Absolutely. Absolutely. So as the fellow apes out there would say, we need to hold the line at 9. It's nines. It's all about the 9. $90 GME, $9 AMC would be great, but 7 is probably more of the support. 519 Hockey Cards says bought in AMC at 760. Well, you're up a little bit, so that's good. Kyle says 29. Yeah, 29 is not bad. I'd probably be a little bit more sneaky there. Jackzilla 18. Few people saying 29. $1. I like that one, Paul. Not $1, bro. Yeah, Masterclaster has it right. It's actually a little bit more complex than just $29.95 or $29.50. What you would do is you go into the lines. So you look at your lines. Let's say you got costs, and you can see at $30 on the ticker tape, you've got somebody selling 50,000 units or something like that, yeah? If you have 50,000 units, whatever, I don't know how much it would be, a bunch of units. Then we see $29.90. Oh, this is terrible. $29.90, there we go. We basically got here 40,000, so still a lot. But at $29.89, we only have 1,000. Where am I going to place the trade? It's $29.89. Of course it is. Perfect. Let's get the hell out. Look at the tickers during the market. Such a good thing to do. Made me a lot of money looking at the tickers and knowing exactly where the orders are. Never, ever, ever fall into the trap of just going, that's my price. Look at the volume. The great thing is you can see it in the stock markets. A few people saying that AMC on 16. Antonio says, hey, Tom, there is a fellow Aussie of Youts that lost odd 1.2 million in GameStop. Ooh, that's not good. But, you know, you should have gone into it knowing that there was a potential for the risk. Tristan says, I'm going to buy 200 more of AMC today. I feel that AMC will be getting to 17 today. Tristan. You have the absolute faith. I like that. I like the faith. $10 is the point, but we can see that $9, a little bit below that, about that $9.70 kind of zone, was that previous highs, 977. Day range, 977 was definitely finding a little bit of resistance selling, a little bit of resistance selling. So for, if you were looking at what do we want to see maybe into the open, imagine if we could get up to that 977, slightly crack through that. Maybe we just blow through 10. That'd be cool. Now, there was something that I wanted to mention, and it was got to do with what you said about AMC. Oh, that's right. So people that weren't aware, where did I put it? I put it up here somewhere. No, it wasn't stake. Oh, I don't know where it was. But basically, BlackRock, of course, did invest yesterday or 2 days ago in AMC. They bought units. They will not be selling those anytime soon. So they're basically some diamond hands that are joining the cause, if you want to say it that way. That's old news, but still important news. A few people asking if the GME plays over. I think there is a definite potential here for us to form the base at 90, form confidence. As I said yesterday, confidence is everything in the market, and then we can go from there. Let's talk about gold quickly here. Let's go through some technicals on gold. Remember, any of these technicals that I'm talking about here will work across all markets. So we're about to see a daily close potentially underneath that 1830 support. And we also know that there's a range that we've proofed in the market that's calling for this 17 kind of 80 zone, previous body closes. So this is a very, very important point for gold. And this is the kind of area where if you see close like this, let's say this was a stock, let's say this was a Ethereum or whatever, basically we're in a structure channel. It's all about that structure. We break through, we close below, and then we start to see selling. We can also go through smaller time frames to see whether we can see the structure on others. So you could definitely see the structure here on the 4 hour. You can see the beautiful little roll reversal test, comes back, hits those lows, rejects off them. That's a trade in itself on the smaller time frames for day traders. Definitely opportunity there using like a top-down approach. And then of course now it looks like weakness will continue to come through these markets. So gold is looking quite bearish for now. 1780 certainly within the sight. Silver also bearish, finding the support here 26277. Multiple little wick buys off there. Let's go to the 1 hour on this one. Again, going through the time frames from the top down is the key to a lot of TA analysis. It's something I didn't do when I first started. Been doing this for quite a while now, so about 12 years. We've got resistance, 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 resistance all the way down here. The good thing is a series of lower peaks. So lower highs effectively coming in. What's that telling us about the trend? Weakness, baby. We got weakness coming into this 2624. Multiple support demand zones here being found. We crush that level. All of a sudden, we're going back down. And that's not going to be good for the silver traders. Now, I am a believer in silver over the medium long here or medium, no long, medium. Because I do think there is inherently demand here for this metal. But if we get through there, we could move definitely down at least to 26. There is going to be buying pressure here, but I think it could be even further. So the silver squeeze ended up being a pump dump in itself, but it's because it hit that 30 resistance. Jake Frederick says, bought GME at 300. Am I stuffed? Jake, depends what you mean by stuffed. If you mean you're going to make any dollars, I'm not sure about that one. But what I will say is there's a potential for you to get better than it currently is. Definitely better than it currently is. I expect something like this on these stocks. So I expect there to be some confidence come back in. I think we're going to have tough times at certain psychologicals, one being the 155, 160, previous resistances. You can see it there. The 200 psychological is going to be tough as well again. This time round, it'll be tougher to come up. It'll need to be a more concerted effort. And we can see when we search the internet, we search Google Trends right now, the hype is kind of dying off. Have a look at this. Google trending stock. We use the unbiased stock thing. Where are we? You can see here that all of a sudden, GME has definitely dropped off here. Now we've got other stocks starting to take over with the Google searches. Biotechnology, semiconductors, other things coming back through. Still there, it's still there. Sendel's here. I know a lot of people are in Sendel. AMC's here, so they're all here. but they're not as popular as they were. Let's get the Google Trend score. There we go. Good little website, by the way. If you don't have it, I will pass this through to the community right now. Check that one out. If you like these kind of things, remember to subscribe, hit the like button, support the stream today. We're going to be streaming tomorrow into the market open as well. Keep the questions coming. Lala69 does not like silver. Ahmed says, what defines medium term for you, Tom? Okay, medium term for me is probably like a year. 1 to 1.5 years. Long term for me is, anywhere upwards of 10 years plus. Take a look at crude oil. We can do that. We can look at the old oil. US oil, beautiful breakout. We suspected this would happen yesterday. We talked about it. We talked about the close. Actually, it was the day before. Second, broke out. Nice strength here. Another classic channel pattern. Classic market structure at a perfect zone. The key to knowing this is a beautiful trade. Well, firstly, check out this 20 moving average. This red line here. 20 exponential moving average, guys. Always have this on your chart. 20 is the best. It forms so many indicators. It makes up so much stuff. Wow, we're already 1,000 viewers and we're only 40 minutes into this stream. That's awesome. So with 20 moving average, definitely reaching it. If we do get pullbacks, I would expect the 20 to continue to be the zone of the support buying. But if we have a look in the weekly here, I think this was the key to, if we broke through, it would be explosive. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Huge wick rejections here, showing that the market is failing, but at the same time, it's basically a classic squeeze. We are seeing the reset of all the indicators, because after a big move like that, you got to reset all the indicators. We aren't making new lows after what are considered bearish shooting star pin bar candles, and then we smash through the top of that, which just creates huge amounts of money flow. All the money comes in, we go long, and we go probably now towards the 65 over the next couple of weeks. We've got some big oil movement here. To put in perspective of where oil's been over time, look at this. Ooh, the GFC was bad. Imagine paying $146 a barrel for oil. Whew, that's not good. But look, 100, I don't think. I think we probably start really crapping out around here for oil, or even the 65. But yeah, 65 does look to be set in sights here. What's AMC doing now? Flat as a tack. I'm going to put a screener on tomorrow as well for some stocks that people like. I'll keep them in the right corner with all of the futures, so you can always see them at all times. But yeah, GME, little bit up here. AMC, flat as a tack. Had the better day on it yesterday. Sorry, I just had a mate messaging me about something. Just about a stock. That's all right. Another little reminder, Whale Wisdom, not affiliated with this website, but it's quite good if you trade stock. Shows you all of the big boys, all of the big funds, what they're purchasing over the last quarter. Always worthwhile checking those out. A few people wanted me to analyze Icon. Dr. Horton says, Tom, any thoughts on investing in all commodities index like DBC? Feel stimulus and higher oil prices make things worth looking at. Look, all commodities are underpriced still by longer term. Is it DBC, is it? So there's a commodity trading fund. Let's have a look here, daily. So it should be pretty much running pretty bullishly here. You can always go back in the history on these and just see how incredibly underquoted potentially some commodities are. So here's the commodities where it is now. You can see it's been low ever since that crash through 14 into 16. Why did this happen? What happened after that? And why didn't it go back? Basically, cost of production went down. When you had cost of production going down, that was a big concern there. I don't think we're going back up here, but yes, commodities. This is another thing that is literally being manipulated to a degree, plus we're becoming more efficient getting it out. I don't think it's a bad idea. I'm a fan of indices. If you want the slow and steady kind of concept. This actually had a beautiful flag on it. What a flag. Very nice trade. Bang it up. Take the flag distance. You can see that it's proofing with the technical. Very nice. I love the proofing. Beautiful flag. Wow. I didn't see this one because I haven't looked at DBC, but that is textbook. Textbook flags. Nice. Double bottom, everything good. A few people saying AMC is not over. Let's hope. AMC has the BlackRock influence as well. And yesterday we saw more strength out of this one. So we'll continue to hope that that is going to happen. Shorty's going to surrender, says. I hope so. Shehab says, hi, Tom. I'm really curious about the recent Sava run and wanted you to have a look at that. Sava. Whoa. Nice. That is cool. Why aren't I on this one? Come on, guys. Should have warned me about this one on the third. So this one here is, yeah, well, that's a very nice one. This is doing exactly what is pretty much been going on. So this one, I assume, has... Is it news or is it a shorting squeeze? Someone let me know right now. I mean, basically, it's the same kind of concept. We've got gap runs up. These are unhealthy gap runs. Eventually, we will get a big bust off on this. What I'd probably do a little bit is I'd go over to look at things like GME on the squeeze and stuff, if it's the same concept, and just think about what happens at the end of these processes. So notice here, this is what always happens. We get a high. We usually get like maybe even a more blowout high if it gets really crazy. And if you see like a big 20, 30% swipe straight away, and then it recoups, if it can't crack a new high in the next day or so, it's usually over. So this is very nice. 110 in terms of the next level here. I mean, obviously it's a pump dump. It will dump. The question is when. Probably missed this one, but if you're in it, success, great. News? They must have some good news. Yeah, I was looking at BBY before. Did you know that Bed Bath & Beyond, you know, one of the big problems for them is that they have to be purchasing shares right now. Aren't they in a buyback? That's pretty brutal. They've been purchasing their shares way higher because they did a buyback on it. This has hit the right support. So you can see the technicals playing out here as well. Resistance, support, support. $24 was a great little level. That's nice. Back to finding some of the hype there. Getting closer to FDA approval. Okay, so it's just a standard pump dump. Just remember with any of those health stocks, well, when you get on them, it's all good into the announcement. And what are they all about? They're all about buy the rumor and get the hell out in the fact. That's generally the way it works with those. Go check a whole bunch of them. Always worthwhile checking those out. Nice level here, guys. 25, 24 zone, resistance becomes support. That was the first breakthrough. The big roll reversal happens. People that pick this up, smart people. Good level, 28. We've got a 0.43. That only happened second into now. So, yeah, quite nice. I like that. When we're thinking about where it's going to next, 30, just under $30. Notice how we've got support, 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 and then it just gapped underneath. We've got a 20 moving average there as well. So we're going to have resistance. We're going to have a level or a zone that's going to be a bit struggle town. This area here, very interesting to me in terms of that's where I think the resistance will be for this. And we're already at $28 pre-market. So it's about $2 and it's going to find some heavy selling pressure, you would think. Matthew Tainch, thank you very much. $5 Australian. Have a look at the Swiss Yen daily channel. Remember, anyone coming in here, and we're going to go through everything coming in. We're still pre-market. Don't worry, guys. Plenty of stuff to go through. But AMC, GME, we'll go through them several times. We have covered them already. You can pop through back at some of through the history. $90 GME support. That's where the diamond hands are. AMC has a $7 kind of diamond hands, a $9 and a $10 heavy resistance. So that'll be the big problem there. Let's have a look here on the daily channel for Matthew. He's trading some currency. Currency is a good place to get really good TA experience. So we're going to draw through the bodies. I'm going to take, oh, that's a nice resistance up there, isn't it? Very nice resistance. Definitely draw through the bodies here. Whenever you're unsure, why do I draw through the bodies? Because remember, the bodies are the close. Line chart will always be the easiest way of drawing it. Start with the line chart, come back over to the candles or bars, and go from there. This is absolutely a very nice structural channel. There's no doubt about that, Matthew. Well done. Got the one touch up here, second touch, third touch, fourth touch. Very good. Seen the selling pressure here. Now, do I think it goes to the end of the channel? The one thing about this is the 50 held it before. So possibly the 50 is a little bit of buying pressure here. But the standard channel games apply. If you think the risk reward's worth it, you'd be going, of course, up to the resistance. If the break happens, all you're doing is just taking the distance here, taking the range, extrapolating that out, and that's either up to the 119, nice round number, or below down to the 115, previous little bit of resistance here. Yeah, very nice. Good channel, man. Anything else I'm seeing here? Let's go through a few of these time frames. Ah, yep, there we go. That's why I always say worthwhile having the 20 on there. Resistance, shorting off. Gets through this time, goes to the 50. Then it starts holding that 20 again. So the 20's been very heavy resistance selling there on the Swiss yen. Pete Udow says, knock long-term win IMO. So knock definitely has potential for being a value play here rather than just a short squeeze. I think based on the price action that we saw the other day and the market capitalization size, I really believe knock's time is kind of over, I'm sorry to say, just because when you see candles that can't hold up, the good thing about GameStop is it held up, same with AMC to a degree. This is not what you want to see when you're talking about diamond hands. They're the biggest paper hands ever. Guys that traded knock, you know, there's a few guys in here. I know there's some profit being made on this one. That the old paper hands came out. That was a horror. They did not hold that one well. Whereas you compare that to like a GME weekly. I mean, we haven't closed this week yet, but it was a pretty strong candle. AMC, pretty strong candle, still holding it up. That's important. We don't want none of that BlackBerry kind of stuff either. Bad kind of candle. Yeah, I wish for the best for you there, Cali 4. 5K deep on the AMC. Hopefully you do all right. Chase says, hey Tom, good morning. Can you look at APHA? All right, why not? I assume it's another hyper stock right now. Yep. It hit one of the resistances as well, around that 17. And we're basically hitting 17, 18 kind of resistances. Very strong play here on the pump. Problem with this now is we've hit the resistance. I don't like this. I feel like it's hit where it's meant to hit. We know, based on the history of this particular stock, and I can't tell exactly why it's up here, but we know it's filled with pump dumps. Look at the history, guys. If we see the pump dumps in the history, what's to say that it's not another pump dump? Statistics would say it's probably a pump dump. But again, I don't know the fundamentals behind this move. Hit the 17 though. Resistance will be found here. What's the monthly look like? Yeah, all through here. Lots of selling pressure every time. Maybe wrong, but from the technical perspective, that's it. Another way you can do it as well is, let's say you're scared of this level and you say, okay, well, it's hit my resistance. Yeah, I'm happy to get out. If you want to get in later, all you're doing is really just saying, okay, well, let's wait for the close above. It'll probably cool off a little bit after that because that's a pretty heavy kind of resistance to get through. And when it cools off and comes back down, then maybe you can make the decision, okay, we have more information about what's going on. Thank you very much to the 1,229 people with the diamond hands out there right now, getting ready for Thursday stock market open, and of course doing some technical analysis with us together, trying to find good opportunities, trying to find basically anything we can. Remember, if you learn technical analysis, you can pretty much trade most markets as long as you do it with things that make sense. Let's do some rundowns now of what we've got coming into the pre-market. So volatility index 23 on the open, pretty crap compared to how volatile it was, showing that the stock market is still prepping for movements up. All right. Well, that's pretty interesting. Got the futures going on through here. Dollar index being one of the stories of the day. Of course, crude, oil in general coming through. Weakness in gold. Market's relatively flat in the futures. We go over to the crypto market. A little bit of down after those nice movements up. Ethereum still having a pretty good day. Dogecoin doing well. We go over to the... Oh, not that one. Where's my market screener? So we use the Webull here just because we've got a little affiliation. I can't use it because I'm from Australia. They don't let you open accounts. But we do have one of those free stock things. Let's have a look at the pre-market. We've set it for 23 billion and above, just to have a look at the big market caps. These are the ones that are up through earnings season. Apple also up off the news. Of course, the autonomous vehicle kind of concept, 1.88%. Scroll on down, bit of other stuff going on. Qualcomm down 6.53%. I think we should look at that. That is QCOM down 6.53%. Nothing else down too much. Okay. Oh, Speed Mama. Wait, I have to wait for the announcement because I can see it before it happens. But Speed Mama, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thank God for activating the new thing. Thank you, Speed Mama. Welcome, welcome. All right, so we've got here the resistance through for QCOM. We can see 151 on the open. Is that hitting a support yet? Not really. It's been some pretty big moves here on QCOM. We have to go back through the history to see what it's been holding against. Is there a moving average that's been holding on the way up? I'd say the 50's been the deeper kind of pullback. Where basic, oh, there we go. See, that's why it's sitting there. It's sitting on the support into the open. We are into the open 151 on the 50. The reason why I say the 50's been the one that's been holding it is each time the deeper pullback has occurred, it's always hit that 50 and find buying pressure. So also we've got some pretty strong kind of little bits of support that have come through before the earnings. Resistances, getting a bit choppy up here. You can tell it's maybe coming to the end of its little trend. It needed news really to pump it through that resistance. Notice as well, the stock often goes to a resistance before earnings season. You get that hype coming in, buy the rumor, sell the fact. A very common thing that happens on a lot of the stocks, really. Oh, thank you very much, Robert Tatum. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Diamond Hand Squad. Follow the link and message me in private Discord. So just message me over there. Thanks very much, mate. Is GME going up or down? A lot of questions about GME. Obviously, there's a lot of new traders coming in here. So right now we're up 1.94%, but I have a bit of faith. My wife messaged me. She goes, "We love the Speed Mama. We also love you, Robert Tatum. Thank you very much." But $90 has been the heavy support. So all of these kind of flash, gains and then crashes, they're all about confidence. And we've mentioned this a few times. It's just a good technical for us to look at. $90 is the strongish buying zone right now for GME. Hold the line here is what we've got to do. We need to get past the 110. And then when we get past there, I would not be surprised at all to see some bullish intentions back up to the 150-ish zone where it's found the resistance before. The AMC is the same thing. We're trying to get up right now above this 977 to the 10. The 10 will be tough. And of course, AMC, the holding line is $7. Can you check MKD? Yeah, we've done that a few times. We obviously did it yesterday. MKD is in full consolidation here. Strong buying pressure through the 110 on this one. Obviously, it does sometimes get down a little bit lower, but 110 is where most of the body closes are. Resistances at 125. So probably a breakthrough of 125 will trigger kind of the FOMO attack. And you can see how high it has been, 169. So if it gets through these points, it's important. But it is starting to, find, I guess, that real resistance through the 125. Pretty clear zones there, I think. Thank you very much. 1,326 viewers coming in. We've got 1.5 hours almost to the point here until we get the market open. You can see the 129 actually is the pre-market. I didn't even see that one. So we're about to break through the previous resistance. That's a good sign. We want to hold it, ideally. But we haven't been through there on a 1 hour and held the first hour. So the first hour candle is going to be key to the hold here. First hour is going to be the key. Nice 10% gain there. What have we got going on with the GameStop before? I quite liked what was happening there with the 2% up, 94.30. It's good to see. Pre-market, let's get that 10%. Yesterday, about half an hour out, we were seeing 10 to 20%, maybe 30%. I think it was 10 or 20% gains in the pre-market. People coming in. George Marr, 23, says, hey, at FX Evolution, what do you use to trade in Australia? Well, I'm actually going to be working with these guys soon for smaller traders. So I think Stake it's got some opportunity. I've used IG, I've used big banks. I use personally big bank liquidity with a hideous platform. I do that because we need to have the money secured. It's a little bit different, but yeah, any of those. Pepperstone we use for, of course, our Forex stuff. We definitely recommend them. We work with them quite closely. Really, anyone that has good support on the back end is pretty important. And then in Australia, Stake is becoming like a free kind of platform. It's like the Robinhood of Australia kind of concept. All right, let's go through some other stocks. Now, marijuana stocks, guys. Anyone in marijuana stocks, let me know your favorite marijuana stock that you're looking at right now. I feel like we're seeing a bit of hype come back into those. Yesterday, we got asked a lot about them. What do you guys think? BJ says self-wealth in Australia gets set up in a few days. Vulcano says GME to 60. Well, if it breaks through the 90, then yes, we'll probably go down there. CL. Oh, okay. I'll have a go at answering this without advice. All right, CL. Thank you very much for the $5. He said, I'd love to know how you trade 2,080 shares of GME out at 197 cost basis. When do you begin shaving off and capturing the gains? All right. It's a good question. It's a very tough question for me to answer because obviously there's a bit of advice in there. You begin by targeting zones, okay? And you target zones that make psychological sense. You've got to basically say, okay, how bad or do I need to recover all of it from this trade? If you have the diamond hands and you believe in it, remember confidence is key in everything. That's fine. If you want to get out because you're scared of it, you need to look at things like previous resistance points and know that these kind of areas are going to be struggles. You also need to make calculated decisions about whether you think things like 90 are going to hold, and if 90 doesn't hold, potentially then it pushes back down to the next kind of zones like the 60, etc. So I think look for the technical resistances, target those zones. And what I always say to people, it's like when you're up in profit, yeah? What do I think about profit? I always say this, split it into thirds. Let's say you have no idea where you're going to take profit. You're in Bitcoin. I'll go back to me, 2011. I have 156 Bitcoins. Well, firstly, don't sell them for $10. All right? That's what I did. So I got to go back in time and I got to not sell them for $10 each. But what you can do is, let's say you want to take some out. You could take a third out at a level, another third out, and then you could always let a third ride. And then what's your worst case scenario? Potentially, you might lose the third, but at least you've taken some profit. So the third approach always works pretty well. Vulcano says 2080 at 197 is 410K. Yeah, I know it's a lot. Yeah. Good luck, bro. Speed Mama says BTC at upper flag trendline on daily, pulling on bull flag. So BTC is basically just hitting that resistance at the 38,000. It's coming down. It's starting to consolidate. The longer it stays in a tight pack and then breaks out, the better. I think it's just really trying to capture up with a few things. You go to the 4 hour, we're very far away from the 4 hour 20 after that nice initial move. Usually we need to see that start to capture and bring it up. It's kind of like oil. If you go back a few minutes and you have a look at the oil, you'll see it consolidated until it hit the 20 with oil, and then it broke out to the top. Seed and Died said, damn, so you say my pizza for 0.2 BTC was a bad idea? Yeah, it was a really bad idea, man. Now, we had some stocks coming up here. Let me go through these. We got asked the community what they were looking at. So we've got Tilray coming in. Tilray, Amphasia, ACB, Hexo, Sendal, Weed. Cool. Let's take a look at some of these. So let's have a look at Tilray to start off with. So a lot of these weed stocks are moving a little bit, but at the same time, they are still very under the hype train of previous. Now, I always thought the hype train, that's a boom bust, yeah? I remember that when it hit 300 bucks, everyone was talking about it. And then, of course, back down to reality. Wait a second, we don't make any money. Now, we got back down here and it got into the threes. It's clearly broken out of a top range at 12. It's then broken the second range at 22. It might now come back after having that nice initial hype break. So here we go. We come in a little bit here. Got our market structure zone through there. Because we've got some noise, what I would do is I'd draw a little bit of a rectangle through this point, and that would be the zone that I would be targeting. So I'd basically be saying, okay, if I'm interested in something like this, technically, we're a bit far away from the 20. We had an explosive couple of days move. We're starting to reject that explosion, pull back potentially into the 22, and then bullish maybe from there. But we're still very far down from where we were. And we also should be now seeing possibly sweeping reforms across America for legalization. That would be cool. A few people saying APHA, Afria. So this one here is already moving very strongly. In fact, this is moving so strongly, it's gotten back. So it's starting at $2.40 and it's gone all the way. So it's basically hit the resistance now. So you can see the hype in a few of these is a little bit extreme. It's going to struggle through this zone. I would expect it to come down, maybe consolidate at the 14 for this one. What else have we got? We've got Tilray, SNDL. Just want to go through a few more of these. I thought there was another one that I wanted to look at. Might be just this one, I think. ACB. So this one's interesting because it's got some strong technicals coming through. It's very similar to what we saw with, what was that? Ethereum. We basically had a resistance that's been formed a few times. We had that pump and then, of course, the dump off after the news. We've started to make a series of higher lows coming through. Remember, part of TA is not really wanting to get a hold of something where it's pumping through, going nuts. You want to think, okay, where are we now? Are we starting to see the formation before that pump through goes nuts? So we've got higher low, higher low, higher low into the resistance at this 14 kind of dollars. We've made a couple of highs through that. We've tested it. We're going to probably come off a little bit in today's market. Pre-market 1360 here for this one. And if we think about where it's been in the past, go to the monthly. Wow. So these things have all had some pretty large moves on them. Up to the 149 a few times. Big pump dumps kind of there, and then all the way back down to these levels. So I don't mind the technicals that we're starting to see there. You can also see this $14, such a massive thing on the monthly. Nobody closed above 14 for quite some time, ever since it crashed through into, of course, the March period. All right, we got a donation there. Let me just quickly go up. Oh, hello, Albero. It's good to see you. $2 and said Li Auto, please. Okay, we'll have a look at Li Auto. Assume this is a very new stock that's come through here. You know my thoughts on these ones. Technical analysis won't work very well unless you're just talking about psychological areas when you don't have much data history. So you've got data history knowing 28 resistance. There was buy pressure around there, but of course it got a little bit lower as well. A little bit of buying pressure here as well. You got zones. You basically could say like the $30 psychological area probably does find buying pressure. It's not trading $5 increments like most stocks would, because usually you put in fives. So one thing I like to do is just go $5, $5 whenever these new stocks come out, and then you do $5 again. And the whole reason you do all of this is just so that we can line up a whole bunch of stuff saying, okay, does it hold resistance support at these zones? So we know 30 was buying area. We know that it kind of went higher than 35, so it's clearly not trading on those psychologicals. Didn't even stop at 50. I'm not too sure what to think about this one right now. This is where you would expect buying pressure to come in though, around the $30. Good luck on that one, man. Supple Rich TV says we need to rally more interest back into GME and AMC. There's good due diligence on a second squeeze. So yes, we do need to get more confidence in these. Interest, confidence. Well, remember, interest will come with the price. If the price rallies, we're in. The apes will be strong together. Ape strong is what's going to happen. But if we don't get the confidence, it all begins with the TA. It all begins with holding the line at certain zones, finding a point which they can't get through, and then once you create a level of support, you start to get buyers through there. Like we said, $90 is a level of support currently for GME. If that gets crushed, unfortunately, we could be looking at 60, back down in the 60s and stuff. We don't want that necessarily. So it's all about confidence. That's a lot of trading. Winnie Chen said, I would no longer trust Web and instead go to Wall Street Bets. Wall Street Bet Test. Something like that. I think that Wall Street Bets got a little bit big. I've been part of that forum or that Reddit community for quite some time. I can tell you, I used to go there because it was just so funny. Yeah, memes are awesome. Some of the trades. Some people on those guys, they YOLO hard and they lose some money. But because there's like 7-8 million people in there now, I find that it's just a bunch of noise, which is a problem. It's like communities got too big. I don't know. Do you guys agree with that? Do you think Wall Street... I mean, a lot of us are new here, but do we think that Wall Street Bets is getting a little bit too big? I feel like we need to get some quality trades, some quality stuff coming through. DBX, if you have a moment, please. All right, we'll take out DBX. We also need to look more at some futures here and see what's going on. 23.92. It's had some strong trade on it. It's 2 hour, so we don't really care about that. Remember, go daily, weekly first. Coming out to a pretty heavy resistance. When I see a break like this, I'm going to go check the weekly just to see if it had broken before and held a weekly. So it had. Okay, good. Here, see this? This is the target. Wick, rejection, the weakness. The paper hands came through and sold whatever this rally was. If we then close a weekly above that, we should trigger buying pressure that will probably push this high off as well, and then get us back into 26 territory, and then potentially get us even higher. 26 territory is going to be tough as well on this one. You can see here 26 resistances across the board. There's a lot of market structure accumulation here, though. You can see that there is being pressure. Volume down here has also been pretty nice. Volume slightly increasing through this part here compared to where it was here. So you know the interest is coming back into the stock as well. Not bad. Not my favorite. David says, yes, Wall Street Bets is getting out of control. Yup. Easy, yes. Quite a few long-term viewers there. When he says, I have a screenshot and they won't let me post it. Yeah. Califor 2A, AMC 100K for this guy this summer. in an AMC near you. Absolutely. So we've still got a 1.76% coming in here for GameStop. Just a big shout out to everyone. We've got 1,500 viewers joining us on the Thursday. We'll be streaming Friday as well this week. Been doing this for a while. Definitely subscribe if you're interested in everything to do with the stock market, Bitcoin, commodities, pretty much anything. I'll cover most markets if they're interesting. I kind of jump into a market if it's there because we do trade everything. I want to just jump into a currency market here and talk about the dollar index's impact on the euro just right now, just because this is a great little trade as well. You can see heavy demand support coming through. We get through there, close below, and then all of a sudden we start to put pressure on the downside to fill the gap. This is what we call the participation phase. So some people will be like, oh, I want to be here shorting. The thing is that you'll be wrong a lot of the time. So you're better off just being in the participation phase. I saw Jordan Belfort. A lot of you guys will know what it is. Basically, we've got, the guy that I'm not a big fan of Belfort. I don't like what he did to people. I feel like he stole lots from poor people that couldn't afford to. But anyway, the point is that he was talking about something and he was saying he tried to always get about 2/3 of the move. And that's technically true for any hedge fund, any trader out there. We always try to go for around 2/3 of the move. And to do that, we generally enter in the participation phase and take out slightly before our target phase. Hodl to the moon. A few people saying they got AMC really high. What do? Well, I think at the moment, due to the stabilization, hopefully we can see holding today. We're still early in the market here. We've got 12:14 my time, so we've got about an hour and 15 minutes till the market opens. Plenty of time for the futures to pick up here. Plenty of time for hopefully some hype to come back into the market and for us to see some strong movement there. Bitcoin down a little bit here. Let's go back into the Webull screener. Have a look at the pre-market. Qualcomm trading about that 150.61. We checked that before. It was on a 50 exponential moving average. PayPal, big earnings, 6.29% on PayPal. Very nice. 268. Now that stock was definitely knocking out the park. Square, great pickup for a few people a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Hit 200 flat. Now trading the 227. Another one, actually, it reminds me, I need to talk about CRM. So we've got Salesforce breaking out as well. This won't be, as interesting as, I guess, some of those crazy returns. But this is more of one of those longer term things. I'm a bit boring. I like the old blue chippy kind of stuff. We see here market structure coming through the 215 to the 230, close above, nice little pickup rejection yesterday. And we've got clear targets on the 270, 269 kind of area. So it's nice consolidation coming through here on the technicals for Salesforce CRM. I think they've got still pretty good potential. Obviously, they are market capped out of this world. Market capitalization, $215 billion. So already worth a lot. But you can see that this has actually been underperforming. They did, of course, some Slack purchasing. Slack purchasing has knocked them around, but we've seen accumulation and we've seen some breakout there coming through. Keep it going, guys. Keep the chat going. Feel good. When should we start selling AMC? Should you ever be selling this, Salah? I don't know if you should be telling people that in the room. With AMC, look, there's clear targets that we're going to struggle with. One of those being the $10, and then one of those being the every $5 increment after, if we can push it up. Remember, BlackRock's with you guys, though. BlackRock did make that purchase. They got in there. Quick reminder, if I released a couple of t-shirts this week, might as well chuck them in there. If you're looking for some diamond hand shirts, support the channel. Definitely check that out. Also, tradingview.com. We've just started posting there on the daily with things that we're talking about. We'll teach you guys some of the stuff that we've learned over our 12 years experience trading the markets, or my 12 years. Traded since the GFC, gone through all of that. I remember I came in the GFC, so just like you guys right now, I came in when things were crashing, when everyone had that interest in the markets, And I've seen quite a lot, done a lot of extensive research on that. So thank you for joining us and coming through those ones. Let's now talk about some of the markets. We haven't even talked about the US 500 yet. So the US 500 coming in at 38.39 here. We're basically still seeing a very strong pickup. We're starting to struggle a little bit around the highs. Had that weakness come off, weakness come off. We'll talk about the candles in just a few moments. But remember, do your analysis whenever possible on the SPX. So you'll see we have the SPX drawn up here. We have our fib drawn over the top. We've got our highs, our peaks coming through here, and what we're looking at. The stock market basically has been just completely battling this peak trend line. I think that's well worth having on your charts. If you don't have that trend line, SPX, TradingView, or the real market, chuck it on there. Have that one through. Look at the profit targets every single time. Just bang straight into it and then just selling off. Where we are on the close yesterday, 38.30. I don't think that's too important other than we were hitting the monthly R1 pivot. So if you don't have put pivots on your charts, you can go in here, pivot, just use these ones. Get rid of all this junk. We don't want the weekly on. Oh, what am I doing? There we go. Have I got it? No, that's the EMA. There we go. So you get rid of all these inputs. We don't want any of these things. We just want the monthlies. That's the only one that'll work. Get rid of these two. That's how we set it up. And then you'll notice monthly R1 was hit, started shorting a little bit off that. Usually the monthly R1 and R2 act as really good potential take profit targets for traders where you can aim for that month. Let's say it breaks past the monthly R1. Where's our aim? Monthly R2. They work quite well. So that's our targeting there. We change over to the US 500. Get rid of the pivots because we don't need those anymore. Go naked charts, and we'll go into the 1 hour here on the futures. Okay. So we can see some coiling consolidation. As we know, whenever we get coiling consolidation at a point, it can break either way. We don't know that yet, but we do know that when it does break these coiling consolidations, that will inherently create the next move. So we've got our resistances, we've got our supports. Basically 38.20 is going to be the strong support buy in terms of that's where Wall Street will try to hold it above. And if they want it through, it's going to crack back down. I think this is a super important level coming into today. If it fails to hold this level and closes below it, we could be seeing some further selling, hopefully back down. I want a big correction here. I want a nice correction in the markets. Angry Jack says, my first time seeing this. Thank you very much, Angry Jack. Hopefully you're enjoying it. People saying don't sell. Yes. Well, hopefully people don't. So we've got the structure coming through. 38.50 psychological for the resistance, 38.20. So if we break either way, you usually take that distance, and that would be your day trading kind of idea if you're a day trader. I think the break to the support, though, would be more important. That could consider further selling pressure back down to this 37.80 resistances. $77 coming in with US $5 says NGA still a merger coming outlook. Northern Genesis acquisition. So this one here, I don't know much about the fundamentals there, Sandola. I can't cover every single thing, unfortunately. But if you're looking at what's been going on recently, I mean, it's looking like it's doing okay. It's not that much technicals, as you would know, because you've hit this resistance at 28.18. You're looking now for it to consolidate, probably after the move. And if it breaks past there, that's probably going to signal back into the 30, and then past the 30, hopefully back into the highs. So things are looking okay here. This is the good amount of consolidation. It actually looks like a little flag. Maybe if you go down to the 1 hour. Oh, nah, not really. No flag there. But definitely consolidating and not coming down strongly, which is good. It's holding the line here at 26. Previous support buying all the way through there and resistance. This is the zone. Nice. Sendal, yep, we've been looking at Sendal. We'll have to add that into our list on the right here for the watch list for today. A few people have been looking at this one, doing quite well here. We had the pre-market up a little bit more before. This is all about getting past that 136. We've seen here the 130s have struggled with this stock. Let's go to the daily. Look at this level. We have not held a daily ever, even above this zone. Wow, that's going to be big, guys. If we can get above here. Resistance wick offs. That's not good. That's the paper hands coming through. We don't want the paper hands. So if we get the strength coming through here and a close above, that will be nice. And that hopefully will trigger some further purchasing back into the 160 resistance. So this is a popular one right now. A lot of people talking to me about this. A couple of things you can do if you're not sure how to find kind of stocks that people are looking at. Unbiased stock is not bad. You can see in here all of the things people are talking about. No surprise. One of the most Googled things right now is SNDL. Also, people out there, AMC, GME, and a bunch of these other tickers. So these are some of the tickers that are kind of making it hot right now. Big warm welcome to the 1,561 viewers out there in the trading community that we've got coming through. Thank you very much to the Stonk Squad and Diamond Hand Squad that have been joining the membership as well, and all the donations tonight. Thank you very much, guys. Let's have a quick look around the futures tab again. We'll go over the heat map of yesterday in the stock so we can see a little bit of recoveries through some of the futures here. Some of the futures coming in a little bit stronger. Go to the home page here, click on yesterday's movements. These are the movements that happened yesterday. Amazon down 2 after that nice little run. Google, of course, the standout from the earnings. It's always worthwhile looking at these heat maps. As we mentioned several times, almost every day we talk about this. If we go through one week performance, we can see what's been doing well and what hasn't very quickly, very visual. We can go through 1 year, see what's going on. And my favorite is going through quarters. So you can see Procter not doing so well there. Utilities also suffering, all of that. Another website that you can use is Koifin. I've probably given Koifin maybe 2,000 or 3,000 extra signups, I'd say. They should pay me money, but they don't, which sucks. But anyway, that's all right. If we go here to the Koifin, if you're ever trading stocks and you're looking for equity sectors and stuff like that, you can load it up. This is what I use on the channel on the daily. You can see here what happened over the 1 day in terms of the different sectors. Yesterday's sectors, it was all about energy. After that nice breakout, energy came back 4.27. Beautiful stuff. Notice here, 3 month. We're in value town at the moment. As soon as that November period hit, on the channel here, we were all talking about it. We're talking about basically energy stocks, and we were talking about financial stocks being the outperformers, and they even slapped around the technology sector. Next up, possibly utilities. Utilities been sitting, hovering, failing for quite some time now. 0.72. The thing with utilities is it's often one of those ones that comes in late cycle. So when you go through a bull trend, it takes quite some time for it to get to the bull trend. Mark Gonzalez says WSB moderators in charge of the GME were banned. I guess were banned from Wall Street bets by older moderator accounts. Wow. There you go. Well, I think there's a bit of interest there. I think a lot of investigation might be going in on those. We look at the 1 year returns here for the different sectors. Energy still under, but really clawing back here. Another one that might be of interest moving forward, possibly some industrials as well. But technology, absolute standout. So that's koifin.com. Always worthwhile checking out, guys. Califor says that like button is always free, man. Absolutely, it is. Thoughts on biotech, genomics, etc.? I like it all. Pete says, I truly admire you kids for doing this, but I worry the outcome will not be what everyone's expecting. But I did buy 1 share of GME to support your cause. Thank you, Pete. Let's have a look here at the pre-market. We're still at 94, up 1.83%. We saw about 1 hour away. So we're about to get into that time zone here, 12:27. About 1 hour away from the open, we started to see GME move. Half an hour before, it was moving quite hard. So that'll be when we get really into those stocks for today. But we'll keep going around. We'll keep kind of taking stuff from the community and just answering some of your questions. If you have questions, just keep asking them. I'll try to answer as much as I can. Hold the line, a few people said. Absolutely. Chris said, hey, Tom, interesting day ahead. Could you take a look at symbol AB? AB. All right, can we learn anything here technically about AB? Oh, I love this. Yes, I love that. That's sweet. So this is a 4-hour time frame. We like to go top down, so we'll go weekly, get a bit of an idea of the land, what's been going on here. Okay, so it's been very vertical. Big move. It's broken past, of course, the Feb kind of periods. We go the daily here. 20 moving average has been holding at the last 3 touches, so that's something we do know. There's also had some good structure here. We got some resistances with a series of higher lows, beautiful ascending. So what I would do is I'd take the 2/3 here, take that distance out, extrapolate that and see if we hit it. We basically hit it. So for me, I think the move is possibly over now. We might struggle around that 38. That's just from a technical standpoint, of course. And the 20 is also kind of getting compacted after the moves. So we might kind of start to coil here a little bit. The move may be over for now. Maybe some coiling occurs until it's ready for the next one. Good luck with that one, sir. Sandollar77 says healthcare keeps taking a beating, including diagnostics. Yeah, so if you looked at that koi fin from before, we would have seen healthcare just continuously gets beaten up, which is pretty weird because if you actually look at healthcare, well, it's because of the Democrats as well, but healthcare actually beats inflation by a huge, huge, huge amount. In fact, it's been one of the better investments over a long time. We've looked at SNDL quite a few times. I think I forgot to add it before to the watch list down the bottom there. There we go. So we can always click that. This is certainly one of the favorites of the day. But we scroll back about 15 minutes. We were talking about that one at quite length. BlackBerry 1%, Nokia down 3, AG, the metal stock down to 15.79, GME still hovering, and so is AMC, all around that 1%. Let's have a look at Tesla. We haven't looked at Tesla in some time. In fact, I think it's been a couple of streams. Tesla starting to coil and consolidate. I'd go down to a 4-hour. I'd probably even go down to a 2-hour on this one to try to get a better idea of what's been going on recently. It is struggling with the 900 level. I feel like these 8/8s are just lucky numbers. So we're seeing the 8s kind of 880 becoming that resistance. I'm going to go with the 900 though, just for psychological reasons. One thing about Tesla, for Tesla traders out there, every 50 bucks, specifically $100. If you just put every $100 on there and that's it, that's all you're doing, just trading $100 increments, you'll notice that when it comes up, often if it breaks, it touches it. If you keep going down through the 600 resistance, sold off, it's always every $100 on Tesla. This was really one of the only hundreds it didn't respect hard. On the pullbacks as well, the hundreds become super important. So I actually like to have these kind of lines drawn on my Tesla. And another thing I'd be doing is I'd go out to the daily. I'd be looking at the last pull run, and then I'd be drawing a fib on it. Because at some point, us Tesla investors will need to realize there will be a correction that'll be deeper than a 23.6. So we've got a 23.6 fib here. There will be a correction that comes back down into what we call a healthy correction, a 38.2 50 fib level. What's the 38.2 hit? A 700 round number. Nice. Okay. Oh, 1,700 viewers. Thank you very much to the 1,700 people out there right now that are watching this coming into the market open. We're 1 hour away now from the market open, so we've got quite a lot of things going. What's Sendal doing? So Sendal's pretty much just sitting at a 5% up, 126. We talked about this one again. Go back through the history, about 10-15 minutes we talked about it. Aiden says, do you think that GME still stands a chance of takeoff? I think that if we continue to hold the level at 90 and you continue to build structure through there, you get through a 110, definitely takeoff is a chance. I think back here, though, very unlikely. I'm sorry, guys, but I've seen this type of thing play out. We've never seen this type of thing play out, but yeah, that's going to be very, very tough. Even though we want to say to the moon, this is a very tough thing because this last movement here involved everyone in the world buying 1 or 2 shares just to support the movement. Will we be able to get that? I think we're more likely just to get the standard kind of hype phase that will put the squeeze on. That's only my opinion, though. Facebook review. Yeah, I think Facebook's definitely worthwhile checking out. We'll look at FB. FB got a great support line here at the 246. We've purchased that before. Saw the sell-off after the earnings report. Making a series of lower highs through here as well, which is kind of significant. So what I do if I see something like that is I actually draw a trend line through it. I very rarely draw trend lines, but when I see something like that, I will draw a trend line because I think it's strong enough. And now what we do is we get that resistance coming through, selling pressure coming off that point. We're now in the middle of kind of nowhere land at 268, but we do know that if we set alerts for 250, 246, that there could be buying pressure coming through that one. Lower peaks also gives us possible targets to look for. Trendline targets if we're targeting kind of day trading. Resistances. Trendline resistances through there. And then of course, if we get through that point, then it becomes a very nice dynamic support that we can then move forward on. I don't mind this. I find Facebook sometimes lags a little bit. I do feel like at some point the government's going to get involved on Facebook as well. Don't be surprised if over the next couple of years, Google, Facebook, etc. do get some government kind of hectic moves that cause us some pretty big sell-offs in them. $77 coming in with US $5. Give me the keep it up sticker. We're all here this week. We are also live streaming tomorrow for non-farm payrolls, guys. So definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the like. We are doing it tomorrow. We are doing it Monday. And we'll just keep going as the people come. We have to give you guys as much information as possible about learning how to read the charts. If you're interested in this stuff, we do have courses. I've been running them for years. I work with a lot of banks. I train staff for companies in this type of stuff. So I like to think I know what I'm talking about a bit. I've traded for quite some time. So hopefully you learn some stuff in this stream. And that's what it's all about. It's pretty cool technicals here though. Not bad. Another thing with technicals, if people feel like one fails. So let's say you've targeted 246 and it breaks through and you miss it or something like that. Don't lose faith. These are all like statistical likelihoods. So it might be like 7 out of 10 times it works because you've done the right analysis. Continue to work on it. But think about it logically. We always want to be doing that. Let's have a quick look back over these stocks coming in. Actually, I don't even want to look at Nokia right now. GME 1.71, AMC 1.56, and we've got SNDL, Sundial Growers, 4.96. Also, Apple up 1.67. Again, just the news. Apple may build fully autonomous electric cars with the Hyundai and Kia. Probably one of the biggest stories of the day. Also, we got the Doji coin being pushed. And, all right, let's click on this one. The SEC could cripple Robinhood's business model by enforcing existing rules, experts say. Oh, yeah. Online brokerage Robinhood has drawn bipartisan Washington, blah, blah, blah. Kind of hope they get a bit smoked. Obviously, the GameStop situation where they ban people, that's just crap. We don't want that. And the public outrage is... How many people in the room have left Robinhood? I want to see a bit of a show of hands here. Has anyone left Robinhood because of what they did to us? Have people left Robinhood and gone to other brokers? Let me know. Yes or no? Have you left? We're actually approaching all-time viewer records almost now. So let's see if we can get this one to 2K. That would truly make my 2 a.m. mornings feel really good this week. I got the black eyes today, guys. Just a couple of quick tools that people might want to have. Whalewisdom.com shows you last filings of all the big kind of funds, gives you some stocks to kind of have on your hit list. If you don't have stocks, you don't know how to look. Finviz.com, one of the best websites to go to. I would say one of the best free resources. TradingView, also worthwhile. Forex Factory, great website for you and your economic calendar. Go back over it. Unemployment rate, non-farm payrolls coming out tomorrow. Very important. Things like multiple.com as well is really good for getting different type of treasury rates and things like that. S&P historical prices, earnings, PE ratio, Schiller, etc. Quite like that one. All worthwhile. And of course, following Elon Musk's Twitter just to see what he's going to push next. What do you guys think of this? It's pretty good. I like this one quite a lot. All right, let's go back over here. A few people saying yes. Good. It's good. If we, yep, moving. I can't even be on Robinhood in the EU. Transferred out Thursday, says Peter. Out of Robinhood. Yep. Great. Johnny Bravo says at FXC, Tom, can we look at CCIV? See a couple of people asking. Up 200% over 3 months. Came across it myself just watching at the moment. Okay, we can do that. CCIV. I feel like we had a look at that one yesterday. Churchill Capital. So this is very pumpy. It looks kind of more crazy than it is because I've got logarithmic scale on here. So we hit the 29. We went to about 35. I need to look at this with some moving averages. What was it? CCIV. All right. We need some moving averages here. So we know the lie of the land there. Then we go to the 4 hour. We know one pullback did fall into the 20 and then came back up. Let's go to the 2 hour. Okay. I mean, for me, it's just really, if it comes down to maybe something like a 27, there's going to be a 20 there, previous resistance, possibly some buying pressure that comes back into this. It's had a very nice run on it, so expect pullbacks. Whenever we see pullbacks, what do, guys? We jump on the Fibonacci train. Fibonacci. We build some pyramids using our Fibonacci numbers. We get the 38.2 and the 50. Usually in this area is the pick up. So if that meets with the 20, because remember the 20 is just basically lagging behind the price. So it's coming up. Exponential moving average also means more weighting on current price here. So it will start to flat a bit. 38.2 and the 50 in this zone. Maybe the 28. We hit a 20 as well at the same time. Possibly find some buying pressure like before. That's my thoughts on that one. And that's definitely the way I break it down. Who do I use? I don't use Robinhood because we can't. I use a bunch of big banks in Australia. MM says the Lucid deal won't go through. So I think that's what a lot of this speculation's on. Is that correct? Joshua Richard says AMC is going to take a while hold. It's just about getting the confidence, as we've said. Confidence on both of these stocks right now, holding it through. Now, Sandollar77 gave US $5. Sorry, I missed you there, Sandollar. Currently on 3 trading platforms, trading out of Robinhood for Think or Swim. Good work, Sandollar. Putting it back. You got to punish these companies. It's like EA, the worst games company ever in the world. Look at what they did recently. Took the Star Wars franchise partially away from them. Awesome. That was awesome. Sandollar77 tipping on behalf of Sid because I just like his comments. Sandollar, very nice, man. Sandollar, have you actually joined the Stonk Squad yet, Sandollar? I keep telling you to join, man. You keep donating $5, but you could be joining the Stonk Squad. You got to do it, man. Get the emojis. Virox Rival Canadian $2. Best $50 investment. Oh. $50. Well, Elon Musk would tell you it's Dogecoin, but it's not that one. $50. Wow. Okay. Well, you can't use leverage because that would be bad. So you would have to go into either probably a penny or a crypto. I guess crypto because it's still some kind of money that you can transfer and still have. Probably a crypto of some kind, man. I wouldn't. It's definitely not a currency. It's definitely not. I don't think it's any real stock. Maybe a stock rotation into something. When the retail crowd gets into something, we often jump on it. Marijuana is becoming popular again. Talked about that before. But yeah, just remember, it's more about like learning the craft, learning how to invest and learning how to do it safely. So definitely worthwhile. Crypto is certainly worthwhile checking out. Is it gone? A few people are saying. Look, I don't know if it's gone yet, but we're going to continue watching this through. We've still got a little while. Remember yesterday, it was that 1 hour to half an hour. We started to see pick up in the futures. We're lazy. The millennials, we don't like getting up necessarily at the 7 a.m. We're getting up half an hour before market open, getting ready to trade. Can you check out Neo, says Petrie. Yeah, we can check out Neo. We do it most days. So Neo here, still finding buying pressure. We talked about this one yesterday at the 55. Go to the weekly. We're still very far away from the weekly, but you know, whatever. This stock's on a rocket ship to the moon anyway. Previous resistance, support through there. Good thing, good bit of news here if we zoom this in, is that we're constantly seeing wick rejections off this zone. So what that means is we've got wick rejection, wick rejection, wick rejection, wick rejection, all off the area, showing buying intentions. And that's very, very important. So 55's been a very nice little buy zone on Neo. And you can see pre-market, we've got 0.91%, 58.51. $7.77 coming in with US $5. Note, Fidelity owns the majority of GME shares. Not going to use Fidelity. That's from Sandollar telling us some stuff there. Tilray. Yeah, Tilray is certainly one that we've talked about. I guess this is probably answering that $50 thing. We mentioned this before. We think there is a potential little bit of a pullback coming here, but we've got a strong zone through this 22 to 24. I know that's a big range, but this stock's trading wild. I think it is going to reject down a little bit here though, after that move. Over the history, where has Tilray been? Ooh. Now, you don't want to talk about stocks like GME at the beginning. Look at this. Look at how good weed stocks were in IPO. Back here. For anyone that's new to the market, it happens all the time, guys. Lithium, marijuana, all of these things constantly go through this stuff. Here we go, all the way, the bullet train to 280, and then, of course, the bust up. Talk about AMC. We're getting on about that time. So AMC, we have talked about it quite a few times today. We'll go back through it. We might as well. It's what the people want, so we've got to do it. Let's go down into the smaller time frames to talk about these levels. So from a TA perspective, we've got a few things going on. Actually, I need the 1 hour chart because we don't have much structure here. So TA perspective, it's all about psychological warfare right now. We're fighting the war. We need to hold the line. Where's the line? I would say probably $7 for AMC. $7 is the heavy support line that we need to see hold. And just below 10. So you can see already the psychological 10, it came through, it hit that and was sold off last time. So we know that this thing here is looking good actually from a market perspective. We've got a series of high lows coming through. We've got slightly under 10, it broke down, didn't hit 10 yet. And we're starting to see a little bit of bullish pressure hopefully coming back through. So if we get that pre-market kind of hype, we've got two moving averages here, 20 and a 50. We need to get through this, we need to get through 10. Once we get through 10, we expose 12, previous support buying, which will act as resistance or roll reversal. 11 shouldn't be too much of a concern. And then from 12, hopefully we go back up to the 15. And then, of course, if we go through 15, 20 is going to be so hard to get through. I repeat, this will be almost impossible to get through because sentiment is partially broken here. So even people that are feeling the diamond hands, let's think about the diamond hand mentality right now. Oh God, please let it come up. Please, 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 please. $16. Let me out, let me out, let me out. We hit 10. Okay, that's good. We break through 10. I'm feeling good, guys. We're going up. Ape strong, 12 bucks gets hit. Well, don't worry about 12, we don't care. 15 bucks get hit. Oh, I'm almost back. 16's coming. We hit 16. I'm feeling too good about the world now. That's all good. We hit 20. Okay, cool. I made some money. Goodbye. That's what I feel is going to happen. That's the power. David Franklin says, morning all. Morning, David. Good to have you here. We're about to hit all-time highs. Can we get this stream to 2,000 for me tonight? That'd be really appreciated. Staying up for you guys. Definitely want to try to make the most of it, but I appreciate each and every one of you out there. Let's have a quick look on how we're going. We only hit 30,000 yesterday, and thanks to you guys, wow, look at this. 30,725. Thanks to all the subscribers out there. Appreciate that. So that's the way I would approach AMC. GME, we'll go over that one quickly as well. $90 is the heavy buy close line. So you can see here, we have wicked through it before, strong board up, but we have not closed a 1 hour underneath 90. So we need to see 90 holding again today. People coming through, finding the buying pressure. We're going to have 110 as being a resistance. And if we get through there, possibly we go to the 140 where we hit the 20, but I actually think we're going to go to a 150. I think it could be very, very sharp. We see this have a good day. What's going to happen? The news media is going to be like, GME rises, and then they'll spam it on front pages. What does this do? People go, we're going to get them. We're coming back, and they go back in. Can we look at QCOM? We definitely looked at QCOM. So that's one of the ones we have to explain to everyone why QCOM is being looked at. So let's go over to our Webull tracker for the pre-market. Quickly refresh this. So we've got the pre-market here. Billy, 11.64% up. This is 23 billion plus companies. PayPal also doing well. Apple off the autonomous vehicles. And then we go the opposite side. Earnings, Qualcomm coming out 7.1% down. Let's have a look at this stock. So where are we? We're holding a 150. What is a 150? Pretty much around that previous support, but also right around this 50 exponential moving average. And we know that was kind of a buy zone before. I think that there should be some structural buying through here, but if we go and break down, let's say we go, okay, we're here. It's looking pretty weak actually pre-market. Let's say we continue to sell down. Bad earnings is bad. What do we think about the 144 kind of zone? Pretty strong. Notice 140 was only reached once. So the 144 is probably going to become an alert level that we can look at. We can draw that through. Put that as our little zone. Set an alert. Oop, you don't want to draw two of them. Set an alert and then look from there. Make our decisions there. Jo says $20 for AMC is going to be a price to look, definitely. Yeah, the first time it hit it, one of my mates from Singapore, he calls up and he goes, man, we're mooning. I'm like, oh yeah, what price you hit? And he goes, 20. I said, good luck, bro. 20 is going to be a tough zone. ARAQ says, I will say bye to 1999 AMC. Well, there we go. ARAQ has said it there. The question is, will you say it there if it went massively up? Look at Afria. We did Coconut Cabbie. We certainly looked at Afria before. So Afria is another one of these distribution service warehouse things that we looked at. What we decided here was it was hitting resistance, and there was some strong resistance reasons why I think there could be some pressure coming off here. We know that last time it sold off heavily from this zone. Big move. If I was in this and I was somebody that was like, you know, I'm pretty happy with my gains, would I lock gains in here based on technical analysis? Probably, yeah. Technical analysis, that's it. BBY to 30, we looked at BBY. Certainly was one of the ones that we checked out. Jerry Sanders wants best analyzed. What's best? What are we looking at here? Whoa, what is going on with this thing? Okay, it's looking, it's moving, but it's certainly down there. So we go to the daily here on this particular stock. Well, good things are that we've come out of accumulation. Look at this volume. We've got volume coming through this day here. Strong level of support becomes resistance. Pretty much a classic case of something that we would see at the end of a trend and possibly the start of a new trend. But for me, it's all about putting that horizontal line through this zone, doing the technical there, and then waiting for a close break of that, waiting for a retest. 20 and the 50 become the dynamic support, and then hopefully, boom, off to the moon we go. Thank you very much to the 1,958 viewers we've got here. We're about to crack 2,000. Thanks so much, guys. This is when we hit 2,000, we've got an all-time stream record for this channel. So definitely smash that like button, smash the sub button if you're enjoying what we're doing. People coming in with the chat, loving the chat tonight. Lots of diamonds, lots of moons. Zoom, we've had this one on our chart. We had this, must have had this trend line. We grew through. We can see that it's kind of consolidating around here. I don't mind the consolidation after the large move on Zoom. Let's have a look at it on the weekly. So big move up. A lot of funds were buying it here. We got to remember, funds were buying it like crack over here. So funds are down pretty hard on Zoom, actually. The only problem I have with Zoom is I feel like the moat for this company is pretty poor. Like things like, I've been talking to a lot of people, they're using Microsoft Teams, etc. I think also Salesforce, CRM might move into this space as well. I think it's going to be very competitive. So we've got market structure, the 400 psychological resistance. That's the level we're looking for the break. Yes, bring the AMC out. What's happening, guys? What's happening? AMC. Everyone's going crazy. You're going crazy like there's some kind of bullish pressure. But all I can see right now is it's at 1.23% in the pre-market. You got me all excited there, guys. But Zoom, yeah, 400 resistance. Definitely worthwhile having on the alerts. Kenny Wright says, glad I found you. Thanks for the work. No worries, Kenny. Thank you very much for appreciating the stuff and following us and coming back here. Check BLNK. All right. Blink. By the way, all Diamond Hands holders out there, did you know that if you have Diamond Hands t-shirts, possibly your performance is improved by 15%? So I've heard. Oh, I just made those this week. Couldn't handle. I had to buy one myself. The Diamond Hands t-shirts, very good. This is good. Very nice 20 moving average buying here on the daily. It's kind of crapping out a little bit in terms of its new peaks, but it's still continuously making new peaks as it's coming back down. That's very, very nice. We've got a $53. Got 2 strong wick rejections as well. That's the type of thing you want to see. That's pretty sweet. I like that. Resistance here, 56. Where are we? 53. So it could sell it. It could come into 56. Find a bit of pressure. Go down to the 4 hour here. Again, very nice candles here, guys. Bullish hammer, followed by what we would call like a bit of a pin bar rejection, shooting star. That's all right. It's basically forming an 8 hour long leg doji kind of action. And then we get back through that. There's the long leg doji indecision. After it gets through this, see how it's opening at 53.10? Why is it opening at 53.10? Because this zone here is the previous wick. So we get through that point and then we hopefully bull back up into the 56 range. It's acting pretty technically. Now, a few people saying GME is on the move. So we're 35 minutes away. That means we're coming up on the exact time that we generally see GME start to move. 2.8% 95. Leanne says, I want the cup. Cup is good. Piova 9K, do you think A2 Milk will have a reversal? Well, I know you're from Australia, so welcome to another Australian. Yeah, I think it will. I also said I'd look at McDonald's. I have to look at that stock for somebody. If you're still here, sorry about that. Yeah, I think it will have a bit of a pickup, but it's very risk to China trade as well. I think that's a big problem with those. I've never owned it. Well, I have owned it, but not for a very long time. Quickly look at McDonald's before we go back over AMC, GME, and others coming into the market here. McDonald's just kind of hovering around, doing its little consolidation thing. Pretty boring stock right now, but it is holding up above these zones. Pre-market here, 208. My thoughts on it is I'm still pretty bullish on this. I liked where it got to. I kind of closed some position up here, similar to Disney for me. But I think it'll just continue to hover around. And it's one of those defensives. Like McDonald's will grow at a pace, but at the same time, if we see markets declining, McDonald's will tend to have good earnings. Remember, this is the only stock that was positive through the global financial crisis. It was literally the only stock. AMC 889 right now, 0.78%. GME 2.8. So AMC has come up a little bit in the pre-market. So 95 pre-market. Let's see if we can get above 100 here. 100 would be nice. I want to see a pre-market open at 100, guys. We get above that. Beautiful. 110 resistance is what we're looking for on GME. But check these candles out. Oh, that's some candles. Coconut Cabbie coming in with a donation. Thank you very much. $2. Can you look at APHA? We can do that. This is Afria. We were looking at this one before. few people asking about this. Every time we've looked at this, we've said pretty much the same thing, which is we have resistance. The resistance is strong, in my opinion. This stock is leading to pump dumps. We can see that in the past. Pump, then dump, pump, then dump. Maybe it's different this time, but overall, the resistance is met, and that will cause selling from, you know, people that are just kind of like, you know, I've made some good money down here and I bought it up and I'm feeling good. I do think it's at the point where you need to be a little bit more careful here. Brian saying, Nas, do you think it's going to be a sell day or not? Well, we'll go around the broader markets here just quickly. Nas, 13,461 coming into the open. Yesterday, I thought it would be a sell-off. It was a little bit of a sell-off. We're starting to consolidate a little bit in these ranges. You can see that if we go to a 4-hour, we hit kind of that peak and then sold off from that. But we've found some futures buying. So it's really mixed here. I mean, the bullish, this is exactly where you should find futures buying. Previous resistances acting as support with a bullish hammer. Everything there is pointing towards bullish day. We're at the resistance straight in. I noticed this, I think 15 minutes here. We've got some little bit of resistance sitting around, right around here. It's not good enough for me. There's not a strong trade here for me today. TRXC 360 in 3 months. All right. We're about to start really dialing in on our 6 favorite stocks for the day that we're going to start looking at. About half an hour away before market open. Get your coffees, get your Red Bulls, get everything ready because we're about to see a pretty historic, hopefully, opening. This stock here going very crazy. Yes, it's got a big return on it. Yes, it continues to kind of stuff around at the 430 and find some resistance. 4-hour, there's not much trade kind of going on here. Lots of random trade. Incredibly difficult to read this chart. Bit of resistance through here that's acting as support through the 328. I think this is a very tough chart to read. Sendal, we've been looking at that one, 4% up. Done the analysis here on this one today a few times. We think it's kind of hit that resistance, struggling a little bit, but we know the 125. Notice one thing about daily closes here, guys. No daily closes above this zone. So if we get this 126 close up above, that's proving to us moon momentum potentially. It's proving to us at least there is some momentum in the right direction. AMC, Dogecoin, Sendal, NKD. Let's go. Mika, you are in all of the ones, bro. You are in all of the ones. Well done. I hope you got them cheap. 887 AMC, GameStop, 3%. All right, 3%. Now we're starting to talk. Half an hour before open. Here we go. Half an hour before open. Let's have a quick look now at the futures coming through. Pre-market. PayPal, a little bit down, was 6+% before. This is, of course, the 23 billion plus club. Qualcomm not down as much as it was. Now trading 151, was about 150. Nvidia, not really too other many interesting kind of direction down day stuff. Still really more interested in these ones. GameStop coming off a little bit there. That probably means AMC is 4% up here. AMPE. So supposedly this has very positive COVID inhaler data, says Pete. Very positive COVID inhaler data. Can't speak for that part. We have had a pump through the December period, and then obviously this is a news day, I would say. 185 on the daily resistance has not been broken against. Let's see whether that... Oh, there's a lot of consolidation, a lot of accumulation here. Good bit of data obviously came out, came back down. After data releases, if you like the data, sometimes the market will be hype train and then come back down. If it comes back down to the resistance, that will often act as support, and then it will start to consolidate. Smaller time frame, you're looking at a $1.80 break here. You want to see a $1.80 break to hopefully rekindle the bullishness. We looked at Sava a bit. If you go back about half an hour in the stream, you'll definitely see that one. 1.5, AMC, we've got 1.89. All right, let's load up a 6-screener. Let's get that going on. So we've got AMC top left. We've got GME 5 minutes here. We'll quickly zoom this in. So we should have our labels going on here. Pre-post market, we want that. We'll move the scale to the right. There we go. Get this one onto a 5 minute as well, so we can see a bit of the market structure as we appear into the pre-market here, guys. We'll keep our US 500 1 hour probably going on through this. You can see a bit of bullish pressure coming in here, 38.40. Got costs down the bottom. Let's take it to a vote here. I'll load up a vote. Give me a few stocks that we want to have in the middle bottom. What is this straw poll? Oops, we don't want to go and click on an ad. Let me get the straw poll up and we'll vote as a community what we want in the bottom two rights. All right, I'll take it from the chat right now. What stocks do we want it in this poll? NAKD coming in. I assume we want SNDL. What else we got here? SAVA. Tesla. NOC. CCIV. DKNG. All right, cool. We'll go with those ones for now. Oh yeah, this one as well. VGAC. All right, we'll chuck all those in. Very good. Let's create the poll. I'll see what you guys think. All right, here we go. Let's decide what we've got going on here. I will vote. This one. There we go. Did it go through the damn link? Oh, Doji. We didn't put Dogcoin in there. There we go. It's through. All right, guys. Let's see who's winning here. 25 minutes till we get the market open here, guys. Sendil looks like it's going to it's probably going to win. Oh no, NOC's coming up. NOC's doing better than I thought. We'll give it another like 30 seconds. We'll see how it goes through. Tesla coming in. Looks like Tesla is going to get the vote through. Tesla, NOC, Sendil possibly. Okay, I've seen all I need to see. That's what we'll go with. Looks like Tesla, NOC, and Sendil. I'll bring it back on once we're done. Let's load these up now. So SNDL, Tesla. Watch this on a really small. We'll get rid of the volume here. We don't need volume. How many volumes do I have on this chart? Oh my God. All right, there we go. Get rid of those volumes. Tesla coming in a little bit negative here, actually. Let's load that to a slightly bigger time frame. Go with the 1 hour. Get the 5 minute on sundial because I think we want to see this open at 125, 126. See if we can get that done. And then we've got NOC up here. NOC's actually pre-market down, but we do have some resistance around this 471 that's coming through. Again, we don't need to see the volume here, so we'll have to get rid of the billions of volumes that are on this chart for some reason. There we go. One more. Done. All right, so, yep, we got it right. Thanks for all the votes. NOC, Tesla, Sendil, they were the ones we chuck on there. Perfect. Thanks very much, guys. Okay, so pre-market coming in. Sendil coming through at a 3.31. Tesla only up 0.36 now. GME, here we go, 2%. Only not long now till we get the open. The market is actually up here, 38.40. So I would hope that we start to see that market come through and the movement come through. Let's ask some of these questions here. Bellafrin says, I'm going to get some tea, so new to the markets. My brain hurts at the best of times. I need to be awake. Yes, we need to get that caffeine ready. Gold or silver, says David. Well, we've got silver and gold over here, and they're always trading. So you can see gold is approaching that 1800, definitely putting pressure on the downside. As we suspected at the beginning of the stream, we did gold analysis. We think it's broken through that channel, and it's moving on the way down. Pete says, watch ADMP today. Supposedly, Pete is liking that one. GME possible gap fill at 88.88. Well, I wouldn't like to see 88.88. I'm sure a few people wouldn't. I like to see above 100. We want to see it off to the markets here, getting above that 100 zone. What's your take on 2 million buy on 20 calls for AMC? That person's really YOLOing, I guess. G-Funk, definitely a YOLO. Just remember with calls, you can sell them anytime. So if you bought, like, let's say $20, it's so out of the money that you don't have to expect it to go to $20. So what might happen is it moves up, it goes towards $20, and you choose to close it at 12. And because you bought it so far out of the money, it's going to be worth hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of percents because it's become more likely. So my take is basically that that person's obviously YOLOing it, but at the same time, they could see like a $1 increase in AMC and make a ton of money. I'm holding in Korea. Let's go together. GME. Gold 17.99. Wow, says Johnny Bravo. Johnny, we said it before, man. We think this thing, it's going to the 1780 zone. You asked me a question as well yesterday, Johnny, which was about flickering gold price. So if you ever see that and you open up a ticker and you see like a stock or gold in particular kind of doing this and jumping all over the place, when that happens, it usually means the liquidity is stuffed. It happened a few times last year. When you get liquidity stuff, you get these crazy tickers everywhere. Thank you very much to the 1,740 people that are visiting us right now that are coming through the stream. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for following. Just wanted to say we're almost hitting 31,000. Can we do it during this stream, guys? 30,822 for the channel. Really appreciate your support over the last couple of days. So we're only about 20 minutes off here. We'll have a quick look at the pre-market. We'll quickly load that up. 11.66 still for that stock. Qualcomm still being bought up a little bit now, trading 151. Of the other losses, there's just not enough of them to really worry us. GME, unfortunately, now 93.70. Like to see that continue to pick up. We want to see back at the 94, 95s. AMC coming in with an 877. If we have a quick look at the futures screen here across the broader markets, it's a good one to have. Finviz.com. Always want to have this on your charts whenever possible, guys. US dollar 91.40. I think that's probably the story of the day, the bigger US dollar move. Coffee also trading at 121.50. That's interesting to me. Where's my 6 screen? Here we go. Close off a couple of these now. Quick load up at the coin markets as well. Did you know this has gone up $133 billion in the last 48 hours on the coin markets? Ethereum doing very, very well there as well. Quick reminder as well, if you haven't been joining us, definitely consider following us on TradingView. I'll post there daily from now on. All right, back over to the charts. 93.50 for GME. We're only 19 minutes away till this market opens. If we hold the line today, remember guys, we hold above 90, even if we don't see that much movement, that's still actually a relatively positive sign. We just do not want to see another dump day. Yesterday we expected to be up. We were up slightly, not enough. Today we want to hold the line at the 90 plus, and ideally we want to get above that 110. We should be starting to see futures market trade here though for GameStop. So what is the opinion of everyone today? Let's see. 93.10, barely up now. Charles says, what do you think about CAN? I assume you're talking about the Australian stock, cannabis stock. Yeah, they're okay, but I mean, they've got horrible fundamentals. But the price action is correct right now for a little bit of an ascending triangle. 93, still holding there. What have we got on the other side? Sundial 3.31, Nokia 3.4. And then, of course, Tesla basically flat as a tack. So Tesla's really testing this bottom end line here. 850. Remember, $50 and $100 increments on Tesla. Elon kind of, didn't he say something like you shouldn't order a car or something like that at the moment? That's not the most positive thing to say. You say Two Directions says you say it's over 90 and ideal would be 110, but you didn't say why. I've said it quite a few times. So basically, if we go through the history of this stock on the daily closes, what you'll notice if you put a horizontal line through it, I guess we could do it now. We've got plenty of time. So we'll do this for everybody. Done it a few times through the stream. Load up the daily. Okay. So the reason we say 90 so much, or 4 hour actually, I think we're using, is because we haven't got a 4-hour close underneath this zone. So what we're doing is effectively we're accumulating at this area and we're finding buying pressure. People are thinking there's value back in the stock and they're holding the diamond hands at this point. This is the area of fight. Now, if we get through this support zone, that usually means we fill down to the next level, and filling down to the next level is 60 or 40. You don't want that. So 90 is ideally going to hold candles above. And the 110, the reason we say 110 is because when you start looking at the previous kind of movements up on the 1 hour chart, again, see how the 1 hour even hasn't been below 90? 110 will take out these previous kind of wicks. It'll take out the high most recently. We get rid of that, we start to build sentiment, people buy in, people feel the stock. That's why we're talking about that one. Two Directions says, got you on 90 now, first time here. No worries, man. Absolutely. KC, 2-minute 200 SMA supporting GME. A breakdown below is a pre-market gap fill. So, yeah, I mean, we don't really want to see a breakdown below, ideally at any point, KC. But 200 SMA, very important. What time frame was that on? 2-minute. We're on the 5-minute here, so hopefully we can get that. Oh, Can for Canon Ink, says Charles. I'll maybe check it out later. People like this stonk. Absolutely, R1. People like the stonk. JD coming in. AMC squeeze coming. Hold the line. All right, let's hope so. So 15 minutes away now from the open. It's been relatively quiet here in the futures, but that doesn't mean when we get the first ticks and we start to see trade, it will be quiet. I think we certainly could see some stuff. Can you look at a trend line for GME? Is there really a trend line that's been forming? We can have a look around. Okay, let's go back over here. Oh, no, we had GME over here. So trend line perspectives. You can draw trend lines in a lot of places, but that doesn't mean they're usually correct. So I don't think there's a trend line on the way up, but if someone was going to draw one of those, what they'd do is they'd come through here and they'd say, okay, we've got the low, and then that's kind of our trend line, and then they'd curve fit it for here, but you don't want to do that. I don't think that's anything like a trend line you want to be using. On the up to the downside, it's just too steep. It's very tough to do this. Basically, you're dealing with psychologicals when you're dealing with technicals, and there's not those kind of things. It's just pure hold certain levels to keep confidence going up. That's what this is. Understand that when you have these short squeezes, it's all about that. Confidence is the key. The reason no one's ever done this before is because no one's ever had the confidence and the amount of money moving in like we had this time round. This was truly an ape-strong moment. Will GME ever go back over 300? Probably not, but it's all about confidence. Get back above 150, then we can talk about it. Could you check CCIV? Yeah, we've looked at CCIV quite a few times. I thought CCIV was basically just hitting a... it's coming off a little bit. This is the stock that we thought could come down a little bit further. I'm not too keen on this one myself, but I understand quite a few people are. If you go back about half an hour, 45 minutes, we did some full analysis on it right there. You should be able to go through the stream. So we're only about 13 minutes off the market open here. So 13 minutes coming into the open, guys. What are your thoughts on today? Are we going to have an up or down day today? Give me your thoughts. S&P 500, up or down? Let us know. Let's go. What's the AMC goal? AMC goal, we're trying to get above 10 today. If we can get above 10, I think we're bringing back the sentiment. GME unfortunately dropped a little bit there. We were as high as around 3 or 4% up before. Now we're sitting at about 91.10. H says, cheers for answering the 300 question, man. Hold and see what happens. Absolutely. Mental. We need to get it done. Only 500 pounds invested, but enough to not want to lose that. I feel you, bro. No one wants to lose. A few people saying, please AMC to 20. I hope so for your sake. Future market is up today. It is up, but you got to pick at the end of the day. Up, down. Flat's not an answer, Greg. We can't use flat. Way down, says Andrew Cross. I like it. Sideways. What's the minimum hold time for NOC AMC? So, well, as long as it holds above your support lines. We talked about AMC's one at about $7 and then 6 in the worst case scenarios. As long as it holds above there, you just keep holding it, really. But if it gets through those lines, maybe you've got to start making decisions on what you want to do. Lighten Up says, I fear that my AMC stake has turned from a short to a long-term hold. 7,500 shares, all my savings. Lighten Up, I hope you do all right. At least BlackRock bought in, yeah? And you're not buying a stock that's like incredibly overpriced. It has been at $8 before. Planet Musk Vlog says, I entered GME knowing it was already dead. Now I am free from anxiety. Oh, here's a good one from Johnny. So Johnny says, if the market goes red, GME and AMC go green. That is my prediction. Wow, that's true. The market red, we've seen those. That is true. When we saw the reversal, those 2 days of reversal, what have we seen happen to GME? Terrible things. Everyone pumping over somewhere else. But when the market was down and getting just demolished, we saw those stocks coming up. Let's have a quick look. We've got 10 minutes, guys. Get ready, get hyped, because we are about to get into the market, real trade here, and the real momentum coming through. Still, for today, pays to use technicals. Check out Square. Look at the technical charts there. We saw a 200 only a few days ago. Let's just quickly do that together. Just want to show you these technicals playing out. Beautiful buy zone, guys. Square goes from 240 all the way down to 200. Hits that level. Previous resistance, support, psychological 200 zone. What a beautiful area. You can probably draw a fib over this. I haven't even done that part, but draw a fib from the top to the bottom. Yep, absolutely. Back into the 50. Whenever you're looking at buy zones, oh yeah, 38.2 to 50 is the way. Very good. But just shows you that there's always opportunities. There's a quick kind of 27, 30 bucks, 2.66 today. 92.39 now for GME. Basically flat as a tack. Thoughts on Atos Biotech? You've asked me that quite a few times, so I guess we'll check it. 8 minutes now to the open. We'll continue. Just keep letting me know, guys, if we're seeing some futures market movement. We'll just go do some analysis here. getting into the market open. This particular stock is approaching highs. What do we say? I mean, it's basically full like V shape, U shape, whatever you want to call it here. Go to the daily. It's broken back through. There's not much TA here that you can do from that perspective. You have to go into the smaller time frames and try to find maybe a moving average that it's been buying off. And then if you want to follow it, you follow it by that moving average. It's a very tough one, this, to trade technically, because it's not acting technically. It's up, down, very fast. It means a lot of the indicators can't play with it either. You can see in the previous history that 20 has been respected on the way down and 20 was respected on the way up for the daily. So possibly after a lot of this stuff jumps off, and we've got a 460 in the pre-market, so it's hit right around resistance. 460 on the pre-market, it's finished. Like, it hit the daily. It hit this. Expect it when you get a pre-market, there will be selling pressure straight off that. All right, back over here. Dogecoin, AMC. Yeah, we've been looking at the Doge. We've already voted on the ones that we're going to put up, but I did forget to put Doge on, so we'll have a quick look there. We haven't looked at that in some time. Here's the Elon pump for the day. Go to the 1 hour. You can see here, broke through, very nice level. If we do see the standard dump that usually happens after one of Elon's tweets, where are we going to be looking at? Resistance, 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 possible support. Somewhere around that 0.045, 0.04 is kind of the area that you would expect to be found. So we're only 6 minutes off the market open today, guys. Very, very close now. Ethereum's been very, very interesting. Craig Hunter says GME is dead. Kenny Wright says, do technicals work on penny stocks? VPER has huge moves with Tesla news. So technicals will work less on penny stocks than they will work on blue chip large stocks. The reason why is they're often very large moves, very quick. All you're doing with the technicals is really finding previous resistance psychology and support psychology. Sometimes you might have some accumulation into a breakout, but yeah, penny stocks, technicals will be worse. Blue chips, they're amazing. Currency, they're amazing. Commodities, they're amazing. Not soft commodities. Don't trade soft commodities. I've done that. It's bad. Can AMC hit 11 today? Well, we've got to get through 10 first. That's what we want to see. 93.14. So we're back above in green. There is a little bit of buying coming through. Come on. We can do better than this. Yesterday, we had about 20-30% in the pre-market. We really need to get that confidence back. Oh, CL. I feel bad, bro. Viral says technicals work about 20% of the time. Your technicals might not be that good there, Viral. They work very well when you find the correct areas. So we've got CL coming in here, US $5. Thank you very much, CL. We're only 4 minutes off the open here, guys. Thanks for joining us on Thursday. Got 1,700 viewers. Thank you very much. Have 2,080 GME shares. Another 25K to throw at it. Buy 33% at 92 and wait for the price action to enter further. Maybe a buy limit at 65. One thing I'll say, CL, is, I mean, obviously you're going to make your own decisions, man. I can't make them for you. But just remember, if you know, sometimes people get all caught up in putting everything in one stock and they don't think, okay, well, there's actually other things I have the opportunity to do. And I know you got a lot of money in this thing. So yeah, I mean, there's zones and areas that you're going to focus on. But just remember that if you're putting money into these stocks, ideally you don't put in money. You have to not be able to lose it. Like you need to be able to say, okay, it's my gambling money in the future for these kind of things, because you can lose it all. So those levels are levels we've talked about, but yeah, I mean, obviously make your own technical decisions there. Alenia says, please like the stream and upvote it if you appreciate the info. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. No, I don't think CL's trolling. I think CL has the stock. I believe CL. Even if you've got a little bit less, I still think that's a lot of stock. We've got 3 minutes off the open here. CL has got diamond hands right now. He's trying to push this thing up. But remember, guys, whenever you're trading penny stocks, I got a rule of thumb. If I'm trading a stock that has been around for less than 5 years, is worth less than, let's say, $300 million, and doesn't have much earnings, because these two criteria, I treat it as a penny stock, and therefore I only put money in it that I can afford to fully lose. I treat it like I can lose it all. So yeah, that's pretty much the way I look at it. GME now 0.88. We're only 2 minutes away from open here, guys. Let's quickly look at these pre-markets. We've got pre-markets coming in, still really the same. Nothing too much there. US 500 still floating around this high. Let's quickly get the US 100 up. The tech, let's get the tech up here. Bitcoin 37,500 hit our resistance take today that we were looking at. Of course, tradingview.com, we had that post. Gold broken under. Look at this, Johnny. Siddharth, Johnny, look at this, 1794 here. Well under the 1800 now. Back to 1780 territory. We'll look at that after the open. So we're in the last couple of minutes here. Here you go, guys. Get the diamond hands up. We're going into the open. Get the bells. Get every emoticon you can think of. Put the ball, everything in. I want to see spaceships, everything. 20 seconds till we get the open. Do we have a fizzer or do we have some trade coming through? Going to get the stuff ready. Here we go. We're ready. All right. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ding, 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 ding. All right, we're open. AMC opened down, but it does look like it's finding some support. That was a beautiful bell, very authentic. 90.78. So it looks like we're going to put pressure possibly on the 90 straight away here. Remember, if it just ticks under there, that's okay. It just needs to not close under there. So we're back under the 90 straight away. There is buying pressure coming through. Let's load that chart up here. Ugh, look at that sell rating. That's terrible. All right, we'll go back over to there. Have a look what's going on. 89.54. AMC finding some buy pressure off this low from previously. 850. 4.35 and 2.61. Tesla down now 0.22. Market itself, or the Nasdaq, kind of just floating around, not doing too much. Nokia did dump 4% straight away into the open there. Nokia back at 451, but the story right now is Sundial. Sundial up 5%, did hold the 126, 127. It's trying to get up there above the 128. Gold continues to drop, 1791. GME under right now. Remember that 1 hour close is going to be the key there we want to look at. We've hit down these levels before. We've just always spiked it up. Let's go to the 1 hour now on GME. So we've hit 75 a few times here. Short attacks coming in strong from all of these levels. We've also got the market weirdly coming up, but yet Tesla's coming down. I wonder if Tesla possibly has to drop a bit because some of us maybe are trying to liquidate. It's possible. Dollar index 91.42. That's pretty important. That's definitely knocking around currencies a little bit. You can see Bitcoin 37,400. GME really coming under the pressure. But again, the 1 hour is the close there. AMC 852. quickly switch over here just to see the percentage changes on the open. Align Technology up 15% of the big boys, 23 billion plus. PayPal 7, Square 2.93 down. Qualcomm definitely 149, so under the 150 there. Look at all those beautiful numbers float around. All right, we'll go back over to our sheets here. Tesla putting pressure on the 850. There should be some good lines there. I'll have a few things ready, hopefully, by tomorrow's stream for you guys. I want to add a couple of new extra stuff that I think you guys will really like. 128 still for Sundial. 840. Oh, okay. Come on, AMC. We've got to hold this 850 now. GME must get above 90 on the 1 hour. We want to get it back above 90. All right, let's go over to the room here. What are people saying? Even O'Brien says, no idea how is that the only manipulation. Reddit goes to silver when Citadel puts millions of dollars into silver. Did they liquidate that position, Evan? I wonder if they did. A few people saying, hold the line, please. Welcome, everyone. 1844 people watching this stream right now. If you haven't already subscribed, definitely consider doing so. We do these live streams every Monday regardless. Tomorrow, we're doing another one. Obviously, a historic couple of weeks here for the stock market. Give us a like. And yeah, we share a whole bunch of tools that are usually free. If you have free tools, send them to thomas@fxevolution.com. I'll share them with the community once I check them out. AMC now under the 850 zone there. Sundial still the one that's kind of been moving up. And the market is coming down. So someone said way down before. Maybe they will be correct. Remember, dollar index going up like this, even into non-farms, is technically a negative thing. 850 putting under pressure here, Tesla. 848 now. There we go. That's not good for AMC. We'd rather not see that. Let's go to the 1 hour here just to put it in perspective. So we've been down before yesterday. We went down to that 7. GME not looking good right now. 85 is not what we want to see. A few wicks have hit the 75 level, and they were strongly rejected. If you're looking for strong rejections, possibly that level, 83. Ooh. Robert Tatum says they are going hard on these stocks. They certainly are. Johnny Knoxville sends me a whole bunch of kangaroo emojis. Thank you very much. We're hopping to it. Well, we're watching a lot of action unveil here. Not the action we were hoping for as a community, I'm sure. 82, 81 seems inevitable. We're going to go down to the 75. Oh, Siddharth. Johnny Knoxville says, I learned the hard way, never buy at the open. A lesson we talk much about on this channel. Yes. You know, when the biggest action actually happens, the end of the day. Where are all the big boys trading? The end of the day. The close is the key, is always the word you want to say on daily candles. Everything can change in the last couple of hours. Go back through history, break down dailies. You'll notice big sells come off in the last hour, or last 2 hours. Siddharth Muli, $5 American, caught that GME spike. No drawdown, filled at 85.52, ghosted the stock at 88.5 with the upside down face. Well done, Siddharth, man. Siddharth, you've got some gamblery hands on this stock, bro. You've been trading this thing pretty hard. Siddharth, how many shares are you at now, Siddharth? Let the community know how many shares have you traded of GME recently. I know it's a lot. Tesla found some support right now. GME just continues this kind of train wreck down, but there could be some purchasing at 75. The 75 kind of zone. Previous wicks were strongly rejected. Remember that 1 hour is not up yet. Chris says they're using AMC to steal value from flighty Redditors with micro shocks. And reaction time gain, the biggest gold ball initiates the... I assume you're just basically saying that they're scaring everyone and pushing liquidity through. Yep. Siddharth says he's traded 21,000 shares of GME recently. It's quite a lot, man. Dave says that's a lot. SMJ says, I feel bad because everyone was telling me to sell at 350. It's like cryptocurrencies though, yeah. When you were in cryptocurrencies, a lot of those things where it's very hard to sell. That's why I always say, the third strategy is sometimes one of the best things to do. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. If we do that, then if you take a third out at those points, then at least you're locking in. And sometimes you can just let some run. There's nothing wrong with taking a profit. They say you can't broke taking a profit. But hindsight is 2020, yeah. So we're starting to come down here, $82. Unfortunately, we're now down 11% on GME for the day. See silver going back into the 26 support. Gold, of course, the story of probably the commodities today, $17.93. Let's have a quick look at the futures here. Finviz.com, always worth checking out, guys. Look at that. Red across the board, all down 2. VIX still sitting around 25. Volatility index will be something I'm watching over the next couple of days. But yeah, the pressure is coming on here. Horizon says it's only shorters, calm down and hold. Even says, I watched a video and he pulled up stats of Citadel buying millions of dollars of silver in different branches, research branches, etc. and saying Reddit were boosting prices, clearly some manipulation. Let's see if they get that. Robert Tatum says, everything seems better in hindsight. That's true, Robert. That's true. Making the decisions at the point, very tough. And you'll find you'll make a whole bunch of decisions that are good, actually, where you don't get in bad situations, but you forget about those and you only remember the bad ones. Two Direction says, do you see BBY going up? I think that it's very similar to the other ones here. I have a feeling that now what you want to do is find stuff that's in breakout. And if you want to get involved in these kind of big moves, that's what you've got to do. GME is finding some buy pressure here. Siddharth maybe. $80 up to 85 now. So that just before the 80, maybe there was some buying pressure. Tesla's still coming under selling pressure as well. I don't think the AMC guys need to worry too much. This is fine. I mean, 6% down, sure, but yesterday was so much worse. Went to $6. This is still much more held. I mean, this has BlackRock purchases. I mean, why would they purchase Phil more? They wouldn't, would they? Do I have volume? Yeah, I can put volume on. Does this thing even show the volume? I must admit, I'm not very impressed by some of the things they've got here in this one. It doesn't. Unfortunately, I may not have that for you. Down here, there should be some. 3.89. We'll watch that volume go through. Average volume on the day, 101, 3.9 now. So there is transactions going through. Well, as I said, tomorrow we'll have a whole bunch of extra tools, hopefully, that I can get active for you guys to show you all these things. Thank you very much again. 1,800 and, well, was it? 1,814 people watching right now. Thank you for joining us on Thursday for the live stream. We'll be live streaming tomorrow for non-farm payrolls. Just a reminder, we'll be going live at probably 11 p.m. AEST, 12:30 a.m. my time, 1 hour before market. Non-farm payrolls comes out. Always a lot of fun, moves the markets pretty heavily. Could be a big one as well, so definitely come out for that. If you haven't seen one, it's a party and you got to attend. 84. So the market here, we've got almost at the 4 million volume line here for GME. For short squeezes as well to work, generally speaking, you obviously need very small market caps ideally. You'll notice most of these short squeezes that have been successful, AMC was sub 1 billion, so was GME. Silver now testing 26. Gold traders 1788. I feel like we've got to get rid of one of these charts. I'll probably get rid of Nokia because it's not really doing too much right now. Let's just get up gold here on this. We'll use currency.com's one. Okay, look at that. Just absolute free fall there, guys. Free fall city. Just as we said during this stream, we thought this was going to happen. This had one of those good technicals on it. And the targeting is back down in these lows here, the 1780. So we're very close to that now. Starth, you on this one, Johnny? Correction is coming. US 100 now trading 13,436. Across the markets, probably seeing a little bit of red coming in now on changes. So still PayPal going strong, bunch of greens, but then if we scroll down through, it goes red a lot faster than it did before. There wasn't many reds before. Standout reds, Qualcomm, Skyworks, Broadcom, nothing big in the double percentages yet. Tesla's actually starting to get up there, and so is Nvidia. We are social by nature, of course. Absolutely. The thing about humans is we're all really social. So many people are suffering because of this being locked inside and things like that. That's terrible. Gold continues that free fall. Let's have a look at silver hitting 26. This is a pretty key level to hold for silver. We'll go down to the 1 hour here. Actually, we'll go to a 5 minute, maybe even a 1 minute. See how it's interacting with that zone. 1 minute's always fun. 1 minute GME, I think, is worthwhile now as well. And we'll watch the 1 minute on AMC as well, up here. Let's talk about 1 minute candles. So we've got a trough, we've got a little peak, we've got a higher trough. Idea now is we want to break through this little zone here on the 1 minute. This is 1 minute analysis, not something I recommend. 1 minute analysis, we need to get above 846. GME starting to test that 86. So we need to get above 86 and that should trigger some further purchasing. Let's get above. And a little 1 minute analysis. There we are. Want above that zone. Silver hits the 26 to the dot. Notice it starts to buy off a little bit from there. Still struggling around this zone. AMC still about the 847. Kyle says US dollar CAD looking all right. Yep, we've looked at the CAD. Or we didn't look at it tonight, did we, Kyle? But certainly have looked at it on the webinar this week that we did. So we're still trying to get through these levels right now. Come on. Yeah, get up. Sundial over here, 130 now, by the way. So it came up, hit that 130, came back down, found some buying pressure at the 127, 126, and then started its movement up again. So people are liking this one right now. Man, look at this. Just this weird 1 minute resistance at 86. Come on, guys. You're correct, Johnny Knoxville. AMC and GME look almost identical on the graph. They do certainly look identical. And it's because the same kind of movements coming through. These are literally very identical moves. In terms of sentiment moves. Because they're basically going to trade. If one's up, expect the other one to be up right now. That's not what we want to see. We do not want the trough to come back through. All right, we'll watch this. We've got a 15-minute close now for GME and AMC. 13 more minutes till we get the first half an hour of trade. Market really flat today, guys. Not as fun as we thought, but of course these two stocks are still moving high. It's just they're going the wrong way. $37,000 now for Bitcoin as well. So that's coming off as the dollar index really starts to get more gains. So look at the dollar index now. You can see it's starting its movement up here, putting pressure back on the resistance side, which is of course pressuring gold down and silver. Bitcoin hit that 38,000, something we talked about. We put it in our trading view charts. Bitcoin Moons obviously posted that a little while ago. If you want to follow some of these concepts and ideas, I'm just posting little 3-minute videos on things that I think are interesting at the time. Just started doing that, so definitely come check us out on TradingView. Now we're starting to put pressure back on the lows here. Things have gone opposite. AMC is kind of still holding. GME is not. Will not be good if it gets through the 81. Zachary says, I think Elon believes in AMC. Jamal says, what's up with QCOM? Is it expected to rise? So you always want to have your earnings reports there. After close yesterday, Qualcomm came out. Remember, earnings whispers, very important to have something like this if you're looking at the stock market. PayPal, that's why it's up. Qualcomm, it's down. Earnings report. BTC starting back down here. Let's go to the 4-hour for BTC. My thoughts on this is we're probably due to get back to the 36 purely because we need to come back down to some resemblance of sanity after that nice move up. Hits the 38, the Elon candle got hit, and now we possibly put pressure back onto the 20. Dark Camper says next week AMC will be at 18. Takula says Elon and AMC, my Tesla is doomed. I even said, did you see Elon's tweet? I didn't see the one you're talking about. I saw this tweet. All right, let's have a look here. What, this? I'm not sure which one of these is going through for that, but yeah. AMC won't move till cinemas open. That, or we just continue to see some kind of squeeze. But I'm not liking the fact that we're continuing down here. We really wanted to see a rally. The 3 days down, 1 day up. Yesterday was the real chance here for a rally on these stocks. Unfortunately, we didn't get it. All right, guys. Well, it looks like we've come into a little bit of a fizzer morning in terms of the movements haven't been in the way we want to see them. Thank you very much for joining us on our last couple of hours into the pre-market. You can see down here on the right-hand side, it's 151. I've been doing these quite a few days this week, and I do work and trade during the day in Australia. So I might have to leave you. Thank you very much. Tomorrow, non-farm payrolls. Definitely get hyped for that regardless. I hope everyone has good luck today. My thoughts to finish today, I think the US dollar will continue to be strong. That will probably put a bit of pressure on Bitcoin and others based on what we've seen. Silver might continue to hold this level. Gold definitely could show continued weakness. Maybe the market is down. We'll have to see about that. And these positions, we need to see them up. If you've got smaller time frames here, 86 is probably now the little fight zone you want to see for the next hour. And of course, the previous high over here for AMC as well. But thank you very much. Boy, oh boy, I tell you what, I can't wait till we get the daylight savings changes, guys. 152 is killer. But the best market in the world is the US market. And today we had over 30,000 people come through. We've been incredibly consistent with above 1,800 people, heaps of subs. Did we get to 31,000? If we did, thank you so much. Oh, we're so close. 80 away, 79 away. So if you haven't subbed, help us out. Get us there. Thanks very much, guys. Peace out. Bye for now.